with both the Dolphins and the Saints fighting for their playoff lives. Some 35 years as we welcome you to the progressive Monday night kickoff. The Dolphins have to make easy, led by Tua Tagovailoa, who comes in as the NFL's most accurate passer. He'll be throwing against Cam Jordan, the Saints defense has allowed a total of 9 points over the last 2 games. Well, they're playing their best football until late December, and both the Saints and Dolphins are. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Monday Night Football. Louis Riddick, Brian Greasy, I'm Steve Levy. Miami started the season at 1-7. No team would ever have that kind of start, still made the playoffs. Here Miami's ripped off 6 wins in a row. If they win tonight, they put themselves in playoffs.
The winner of this NFL Monday Night Football game between the Dolphins and Saints will be dancing in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Make it Monday night, because tonight on NFL Monday Night Football, whoever wins, their playoff chances will increase with a win. Thank you for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Dolphins, hashtag Saints, and hashtag WWE Raw as well, as we'll also be watching WWE Monday Night Raw, the go-home edition before the WWE Day 1 pay-per-view on Saturday, New Year's Day 2022. Hopefully everyone had a Merry Christmas, and we'll also have a Happy New Year. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Kickoff coming up momentarily. Raw underway with, of course, the then, now, forever together WWE opening video package, and now a recap from last week, along with a preview of what's to come tonight, which we'll get to in a second. But 7-7 Miami versus 7-7 New Orleans. The Dolphins are a 3-point road favorite, surprisingly. However, New Orleans has 22 players on the COVID-19 reserve list. So just as with all the postponements last week, and a few teams, of course, being down and out, a few key players, New Orleans in the same boat here tonight. Ian Book, the all-time wins leader at quarterback in Notre Dame football history, will in fact get his first start. Rookie 4th-round pick from this past year in the draft. Be sure to also go check out my NFL Draft and Pro Football Hall of Fame vlog over here on the YouTube channel, as well as I attended both this past spring. Blake Bortles, they signed him off the streets. He'll back him up because of Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian being out and on that COVID-19 reserve list. New Orleans, they're going to have to find a running game, help him out, take the pressure off the rookie, who will, in fact, wear number 16 tonight, making his first ever start. And what a bigger stage than Monday Night Football to close out the calendar year against the Miami Dolphins, who have won 6 straight after a 1-7 start, whereas New Orleans started 5-2, and since then they've completely switched their record the other way, and both now are in a must-win situation to stay alive in playoff contention. But New Orleans, they are in fact coming off of a shutout road win last Sunday night against Super Bowl champions in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, as always, something's got to give, so we'll see what does. No turnovers tonight. Turnovers have been key recently in a lot of football games, as they always are, but I feel for the most part, as of late, more so than not. But whoever turns the ball over will lose tonight. Mark my words. But Coming up halftime, as always, we'll have first stats and scores. We'll recap Week 16, see what's happened already from this past Thursday night. Kicked off the week to the doubleheader we had on Saturday on Christmas. And then, of course, from the full slate of games from yesterday. We'll also preview Week 17 next week with all 16 games, 32 teams being played on Sunday, January the 2nd. And then we're also going to look at the current playoff standings, and the Dolphins, with a win, they'll move into that 7 spot in the AFC playoffs, final wild card, and then, of course, have to go on the road to take on whoever is the 2 seed at that point in time, a few weeks from now, in the wild card round. But there's still a lot of football left, no doubt about it. Another 2 full weeks of games, so of course it's why they're played. It's not on paper, it's not on the field. New Orleans, with everybody out, it's going to be tough to win, especially, and I get you're playing at home, okay, but especially with a rookie quarterback, regardless of how much he's practiced. Practice is not a game. It's not, a real full motion game. Regardless if you can, still do that in practice. Talk about practice. Practice is practice. It's not a live game. With Ian Book, you go back to the games from last week that were postponed. History right now, because of those outcomes, is not on the Saints' side. Third time potentially might be a charm, though, because as we saw the Browns use their third-string quarterback, and Book's really the fourth string for New Orleans because, of course, Jameis Winston taking over for Drew Brees after his retirement, and then they call him and Philip Rivers up, and they both say no to stay retired. But Jameis Winston went down with that knee injury, done for the year, midway through this 2021 campaign. And then it's the Swiss Army knife and Taysom Hill, Trevor Siemian. They really haven't been able to win with both. I mean, they've won a few games, but not many. And then, of course, you got 2 on the other side for the Dolphins. But what I'm getting at here, and 2 is, up and down. I mean, all time in his NFL career on the road, in his 8 starts, he's 500, 4-4, 2-2 this year. And they're 500, 7-7. And, I mean, both teams are, and it's a must-win situation, not about it. But you look at the Raider-Brown game that was moved, and then also the Washington-Philly game that was moved. And both the Browns and the Washington football team, formerly known, of course, as the Redskins, or where their new nickname will be next year, of course, they started Nick Mullins and Garrett Gilbert, and they both lost. If you find and then have a running game and you're able to, run the football when you need to late in the third and fourth quarters, then you're probably going to be in a good spot. But just keep it simple. Balance and consistency. Miami 3-point road favorite as mentioned. I think everybody's counting out New Orleans, but I'm not going to be shocked if they keep this game close and give Miami a run for their money. And because of home field advantage, maybe a Christmas miracle. It is the holidays. Christmas is on Saturday. New Year's is this upcoming Saturday. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. But we'll see how this game plays out. Of course, it's a crossover matchup, so with the NFC playoff picture for the most part set, I mean, you have 5 of the 7 teams already clinched. 6 and 7 for the wild cards. Of course, those still need to be figured out. And New Orleans is in the picture there, as is Miami in the wild card situation right now, too, in the AFC. They're not going to win the division because Buffalo and New England are both ahead of them. And, I mean, Miami still does have to play one of those 2 teams in the Pats at home Week 18, but still, they lost twice to the Bills, so if you take care of business, you'll be all right because the rest will sort itself out. But it's a little hard to pick against the Dolphins, so I guess unfortunately I'm going to have to pick Miami. But that could be a curse because I've realized as of late, whenever I do make a pick at the start of the live stream, and then whoever I do pick, that team does in fact end up losing. So in that regard, expect New Orleans to pick up the win. But we should still have a good game on our hands. I mean, a few weeks ago, this game was, I mean, just as Sunday Night Football was last night, a blowout with Dallas defeating Washington for the second time in 3 weeks. This game really wasn't on the radar. I mean, it was, of course, on the schedule, but nothing really, yes, worth watching, but at the end of the day, here we are, and we're going to sit down and watch this Monday night game with Miami, New Orleans. It's about to kick off in about 10 minutes or so on ESPN. We'll have, of course, Steve Levy, Louis Riddick, and Brian Greasy on the call. No Lisa Salters. She gets the night off. Laura Rutledge down on the field. And then, of course, myself streaming. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. But then also no Manning cast, as they had the week off again here tonight too. But like I said, something's got to give. So we'll see what does. But I feel like both Adelaida and Marie Laveau, the Cajun Voodoo Queens themselves, are going to come for Tua Tagovailoa, and New Orleans will find a way to win over the Finns here tonight on Monday Night Football to send Miami back to South Beach and have them be MIA. This is a must-win for both teams because if you lose, I mean, you're still going to have a chance, but you're going to need a lot of help. That's what I said. If you don't take care of business yourself, you're going to be in for it. But at the end of the night, we'll see who's going to be eating some jambalaya in celebration and back in the playoff picture with 2 weeks to play. So, kick off here from the Superdome on the Bayou. But as mentioned, here we are again. Sorry for the technical difficulty there with the buffer disconnect and reconnect. Had some weather today that was unexpected, and I don't know if that is or the main reason why streaming issues right now here tonight with the connection with the Wi-Fi, but I don't know why it would be because it's been perfectly fine for myself. But we'll see how these next few hours go, to say the least. I mean, it's Miami and New Orleans, though. And it's not Dan Marino, and it's not Drew Brees. Dolphins on to receive, so Saints are on to kick off. Looks like right to left. So Miami is going to be back deep to receive. Left to right, crush television screen, radio and audio dial. So about to kick off here on Monday Night Football. And once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. And as New Orleans kicks off, we'll have a return from about 2 yards deep and out to the 21-yard line. Tua and the Miami offense will have a 1st and 10 from there to begin the game. New Orleans, a blackout for all the fans. Those type of games, it depends on who's playing. For the most part, works out with whoever's playing at home. And as Steve Levy mentions, yes, the Dolphins and their road whites. We'll see how Tua plays. Dolphin fans, though, are so wish-washy. You know, they can't make up their mind on whether they got a good thing going for them or not, and then don't know what they got until it's gone. You know, what to do in the meantime. It's like if you find consistency, you run with it. And I mean, they have. I mean, a 1-7 start, and they've won 6 in a row, the second longest winning streak right now in the league behind the Chiefs. So that pass is complete to the former Lion and Mike Gesicki, who's looking for his first touchdown reception since midway point here this regular season. But after only a 4-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 25 for the Dolphins. Out of the gun once again is Tua. He'll step up, far side. It's going to be caught by his former Crimson Tide teammate and another former first-round pick as well by Miami in back-to-back years, and number 17, Jalen Waddle, and now they'll have a 3rd and short. So, I mean, at least they're starting off all right here. Got themselves in a 3rd and short situation to begin the game. But now you got to be able to execute, capitalize, and continue this drive and get the Satan defense on their feet. And I mean, if you can strike first, get some rhythm, momentum build up, quiet this crowd, just do what you got to do. Keep it simple on both sides, for that matter. Complete the Gaskins out of the backfield, and they do get the first down, and then a late penalty flag as well. Should be a 15 yards late hit out of bounds, if I'm not mistaken. Zebra's going to huddle up, so we'll see what the call is. But after the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense, 15 yards. Be tacked on the other run. Yeah. First down, Miami. In the meantime, on WWE Monday Night Raw, as they only have a few things advertised and held to begin the night, they have an add-in start the show. We're going to get Randy Orton and Otis, which honestly is probably going to come up next after this match, because they add in the other half of these two tag teams with RK Bro and the Alpha Academy, not American Alpha, the Alpha Academy. So creative issue there with, and that's a botch, but no. Riddle and Gable in singles right now on Raw. We still have Orton and Otis. And then with COVID issues, of course, as well, we'll see how good this show is tonight. But I know there's probably a few people, as myself, watching both. Maybe only the one. Hell, we were supposed to have a few bowl games today in college football. Be sure to check my preview as well, but some more cancellations. So there's a few teams that are able to play, but now they don't have opponents, and it's just all one big cluster. But we'll have a United States title match with Damian Priest and Dolph Ziggler. The RK Bro Tag Team Tournament finals will come to an end. Whoever wins will face RK Bro for those titles at day one on Saturday. And then Miz and Maurice, with Edge getting involved somehow, they'll renew their wedding vows. So that should be fun. From the 47, third down for Miami, and a pass incomplete over the middle. And fourth down. So they do get one first down, but then the drive ends up stalling. And he had him wide open. And then he got pressured, and he just put it out there a little too far for his receiver, who's a running back, who, whether he can catch out of the backdoor or not, he's not used to catching balls like that. Tua did his best on that play. He just got pressured. Credit to the Saint defense. And the drive stalls. What the hell? No fair catch. Miami should have tackled him right away, but just terrible punt coverage. And about a 10-yard return. So they punt. It'll be St. Ball 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line, it looks like, when we return. But, once again, now a double commercial break for both of these events. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share. Check questions, comments, super chats, super stickers. Those great appreciated as well. So we'll see now what New Orleans can do. I mean, it really could be a slow night. Could be, necessarily an ugly game, but, a defensive showdown, punt contest, very low scoring with, not necessarily how bad these teams are, but as they both could be 10 times better. Of course, New Orleans wouldn't be in this position if Breeze wouldn't have retired, let alone Winston not going down with the injury, because they were sitting pretty. And, injuries along with penalties and turnovers absolutely kill you. So, Miami's played well, though. They have. You got to give them credit. But still, at the same time, I'm really not expecting much, to be honest with you, long story short, with this game here tonight. Of course, if you can't tell by my voice. So, I'm not really, I'm doing the stream, but, and thanks for tuning in and listening, but I'm not really that intrigued. I'm not that interested. Hell, I wasn't interested in Minnesota-Chicago last week. However, because of the postponement with the Raider-Brown game from that Saturday to Monday and the doubleheader, well, that's why we did that then. And we went to halftime of the nightcap. But, here tonight, and this is the next last Monday night regular season game of the year. They'll have one wildcard playoff game in a few short weeks from now. But, it seems like every Monday night I've been on streaming this football season, minus a few. But, of course, we have tonight. Big one next week with Cleveland and Pittsburgh. And then the national championship game for college football playoff. And then that wild card playoff game on Monday night. And then we'll be, towards the end of the month, Royal Rumble, Road to WrestleMania time, Super Bowl, mid-February. So, still a lot of football left, but it's dwindling down here faster, as always, than it needs to. But Ian Book going to hand off Alvin Kamara. And last year, around the holidays, actually on Christmas, the Saints hosted the Vikings, and he had an absolute career game. We'll see if him and the Chipmunks here can beat one of those animals that lives in the sea. But from the 19, second down, pass complete near side. They'll have a third and short. Sean Payton almost got taken out on the sideline. He's back also off the COVID-19 reserve list too. But third and short, just work the sticks. If you go 3 and out, you go 3 and out. I think it'll be unless New Orleans does something here. And then they end up scoring, or one of these two teams ends up scoring quick. It's going to be a while. It's going to be until they settle down, settle the hell in, and get some rhythm built up. Book, it's going to be picked off, and there's a turnover for you, and a pick six from about 25 yards out, and Miami strikes first. So it might be one of those nights now too. Like I said at the start, whoever turns the ball over, I do believe will in fact lose. As a Steeler fan, of course I'm pulling for New Orleans. If I'm anybody in the AFC playoffs, whether I'm in or on the outside looking in right now, I'm rooting for the Saints tonight. But then if, vice versa, in the NFC, especially somebody who's behind the Saints or even the Dolphins, I'm going to pull for their opponent, Extra points up and good. 7-0 Fins. So Fins up. And they're up 7 here early. Terrible pass. It wasn't a bad play call. You got to execute it, though. Very wobbly ball. That had no chance of being caught for a completion and a first down. But it was caught and picked off, intercepted by the defense. And they ran it back to the house for a house call. And there's a 7-point difference that come the end of this game, we'll see if it's going to hurt New Orleans because they turn the ball over. I would think, as turnovers always do, they kill you. They're going to be wanting that back. Not unless they even out in that category. They're going to get the ball, of course, back once we return. But they're, going to have to find a way, as I've said recently for a few teams. You can't turn the ball over. Home away, neutral site. This late in the year, in a crucial game, must-win situation, and expect to have a chance to win. You just can't. So, Riddle and Orton, RK Bro, they pick up back-to-back singles wins on Raw to begin the show over Gable and Otis. Of course, they're just making them look strong, and they'll probably retain their tag titles at the pay-per-view on Saturday anyway, before they split up at some point in time over the next few months and then have a match at Mania. But they are in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. Lions lost yesterday against Falcons. But there's actually a bowl game, the one and only bowl game today in college football from Ford Field earlier, with Western Michigan defeating Nevada. So there's an update there. We'll have a full slate tomorrow, and big week for college football with the playoff on Friday, and then, of course, your New Year's Day games. But a replay of the interception, just, like I said, it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't a bad play call. You just got to execute it. They say it didn't look like it, but that the ball was tipped. Okay, that gives New Orleans some sign of life that Sam Darnold, in his first ever start, the only other quarterback to start on Monday Night Football, in his first ever start, threw a pick. And now he's all over the place. He and Book here, and the Jets came back and won. But they kick off. Ian Book wasn't even ready to take the field. Didn't even have his helmet on. Gets out of the huddle. That pass is dropped by the tight end. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. But then he was fumbling his mouthpiece and jitters. I understand that much, but come on, man. This isn't a good start, to say the least, for the Saints right now. This is bad. And we're not even 5 minutes in. Kevin Owens getting interviewed backstage. We'll actually take a commercial break before that. Get a preview for SmackDown, which is not going to be live on Friday. So I don't know how they're going to tape that unless they already have and I don't know about it. Because the latest they could do that with all the house shows this week, and everybody's getting pulled from those anyway, would be tonight for, the Raw taping to have a TV audience. But we'll see how much changes from now until Saturday, because some stuff could be held off for the time being. 3rd and 6, Ian Book going to go down the sack back at the 19, and I'd give him one more drive, and then if not, just there's a reason why, he was a fourth-round pick. As good and bad as Blake Bortles is at times, he really hasn't played a lot lately. After he got out of Jacksonville, he's been a backup around the league, a few different teams. He did take him to the SG game, though. He's shown some signs of, hey, I can do this for you, but I can also do this for you, and it's sometimes not good. But Blake Bortles is like a poor man's Carson Wentz. That's what he is. So New Orleans punts. Miami going to get it back, 1st and 10. Up 7, but that touchdown's a defense touchdown. Pick 6. So their offense also had to punt to begin the game. But I'd give Ian Book one more drive. If you have nothing to show for it, there's a reason why I signed Blake Bortles to back him up. Put his ass in and have him play quarterback for you. And then Alvin Kamara, from what I saw, is going to be the emergency third-string quarterback. So injuries and then, COVID-related issues for the Saints tonight and around the league for a few teams, no doubt about it. Even with Washington the past week, they've lost 3 in a row now after a slow start at 2-4, or excuse me, 2-2. They lost 4 in a row, won 4 in a row, and now they've lost 3 straight. So they're 6-9, and I'm sure the doctor gave Brandon a good number last night, but come on, man. The Saints, they keep it up, they're in trouble. They are. Because, Washington getting blown out on Tuesday to Philly. There's a few turnovers, from what I can recall. Back to turnovers, they kill you. Last night, though, they got their ass kicked. That game was over at halftime. Same could go here tonight, but Miami's going to have to put it to them. Miami's, I get, because you got a tough schedule coming up. Because even if you win, you still might not make the playoffs. But you can't settle. You can't just be okay with hoping to, not necessarily, because the name of the game is to win, and all anybody ever remembers is whether you won or lost. Because they're playing like shit, you got to take control of that. You got to take over and just put it to them. Beat them. So we'll see if because New Orleans, third time's a charm, their next drive, they might do something and tie this game up, or you just need one spark. But this week, Thursday and the 2 games Saturday were both good. Yesterday's was, there were a few blowouts. It was an average Sunday, I thought. And now tonight, with an average game, and a big game, though, for both teams, must win, but still, just odds as they've been stacked against everybody, they're stacked against, and that's pass interference. No? And then a late flag, okay. Yeah, that's a good call. Be 1st and 10 Miami. Refs need to turn their mics off. Pass interference number 22, they say uncatchable, and then the white capper says DPI, which is defense pass interference. Yes, correct. Pass interference on defense number 22. Be a spot foul, automatic 1st down for the Dolphins. So, they're not necessarily lucking out on penalties and a bad ball being thrown, and then they pick it off. And they're able to capitalize, but yeah, that's a penalty, no doubt about it. They got to do more, though. They can't just be okay and settle with what they got. Because who knows, maybe I'm not saying they will, but there's a few teams that are playing red hot right now. Maybe they're next in line, and maybe they make a run at it come playoff time. Who knows? And a handoff to the 41. Goes Duke Johnson, and it'll be a 2nd down and 6. So, 2nd down, back on Raw. Kevin Owens interview backstage. He's in that fatal 4-way, potentially down to a triple threat again for the WWE Championship at day 1 on Saturday. If not, hell, it might even be a singles match for all we know. More people can't go, but that's why they're pulling them off the road for time being, to get them healthy so they can, wrestle when they actually need them to wrestle versus take the chance of blowing up your own show. So they are playing it smart. The Saints on defense now, the crowd's been in it from the start, but they got to play smart though too. They can't commit those penalties. They, of course, offensively can't turn that ball over, but they did. Miami returned it. That pass is right on the money to Waddle. And a 1st down for Miami. Of course, former teammates at Bama. They know each other well. Favorite go-to target for Tua right now is, in fact, Jalen Waddle. Out of the pistol, I really don't think. Because Miami's too inconsistent at times, that's why. Their offense, as that pass is caught, and that'll go for, 6, maybe 7 to one of the 2 tight ends. They don't get enough credit. They don't. Their defense is not necessarily top-notch. They've lost 7 games. But, Brian Flores, of course, is a defensive-minded coach, but in their 7 wins, they beat a few good teams right now in the NFL. So, we'll see what Miami can do here in New Orleans territory for first time night. From 35, 2nd down and 3 out of the pistol. Gesicki in motion, and they run it up the middle. He'll be short, 3rd and about a yard. So, Tua is starting to dish it out, get his playmakers the ball in space, balance, maybe take a deep shot here. So after a completion of Jalen Waddle, Durham Smythe, and a run by the former Bronco and Texan Philip Lindsay, who will get the direct snap and also get another 1st down, they get to the 31-yard line. Ball comes out. He was down. They should have rolled him dead, down by contact. But they don't. They say fumble, and then St. Ball, 1st and 10. Rolling on the field's a fumble, recovered by the defense. See a replay here. And he was never down. That's a fumble. Well, okay, yeah. That look. Right there, yeah, he is down. Then the ball popped out. So, we've seen recently, too. Yeah, he's down clearly right there before the ball's out. That'll get overturned. We've seen recently, though, the NFL, with the officials, teams don't even have to challenge. 2-second conversation, they'll look at it and overturn it, rather than, Miami. Yeah, there you go. So they don't even have to challenge anymore, unless they want to. They should have, but they didn't. But they do fix their mistake and do their job, surprisingly. And, they overturn and it's not a fumble, and that's the right call. It's a good call. So, 1st and 10? Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Finns, looking to extend their lead here. They're knocking on the door right on the outside of the red zone, but
We're going to see a lot of that tonight for the Miami Dolphins. And they've been a very good offense down into the red zone. As they get down there, the last 11 trips they've been down, they've scored touchdowns 9 times. That's incredible.
I'd take a deep shot. I would. I'd go something down the middle to my tight end. They're really working out of this pistol formation early. And now they sort of have a three-headed monster in the backfield if they can run the football well. They're going to call a timeout after all that. So they'll have 2 remaining, 4:35 to play in this first quarter, 1st and 10 Miami. Up 7 when we get back to it. But, Myles Gaskin, Duke Johnson, along with Philip Lindsay. I mean, Duke Johnson and Philip Lindsay, when they were both in Cleveland and Denver, they were pretty decent running backs. Like, I don't know if Brian Flores is trying to do what Belichick does and, get players that, just fit the system or what. But, I mean, you play with who you have, of course. That's why you have 53 on the active roster. But, from the 31, 1st and 10, Waddle going to be in motion. They'll fake the give to Lindsley, and then Durham Smythe again. 11 yards to 20 on another Miami Dolphin first down. So, just working the sticks, just keeping it simple. And Tua, as a lefty, he has an advantage against the defense because, lefties, of course, so they say they're geniuses, whether they are or not. Of course, I know some who are complete assholes, but, play action pass again, and it's incomplete near side, 2nd and 10. They're working the sticks. They're keeping it simple. Trying to catch New Orleans off guard. But, lefty quarterbacks in the game of football in general, do you very rarely see them anymore. I mean, there's a few that stand out, but like I said earlier, Dolphin fans being wish-washy, like, not fair weather fans, so to speak, that's complete to Mike Gesicki, who's going to hurdle, leap, and then roll. So he'll get about 6 yards on that. It'll be 3rd down and short. Duck, dive, and dip. Yeah, 3rd and 4 after a 6-yard pickup. So, just now out of the empty 5-wide set. Tua hit, ball's loose, fumble, and then back of the 30. It'll be either 1st and 10 for the Saints or 4th and long for the Finns. And Miami recovers, so they're going to have to trot on now to attempt a about 48-yard field goal. And if Tua's injured, Jacoby Brissett, of course, the backup, he took a fucking shot. Stepped up, and boom, from behind on the blind side. And, it all starts up front. You got to be able to block the run with the pass. And I'm not necessarily say he's trying to do too much there, but, just good defense by the Saints, and they got to him. And now 48-yard field goal by Sanders. And the extra point was good. This field goal will also be good. And the Dolphins now lead 10-0 over the Saints here in Monday Night Football with 2:09 to play in the opening quarter. Raw is bad and going to continue to be bad when you have a 24/7 tag team match. It'll be Reggie and Dana Brooke taking on R-Truth and Tamina. Like, what in the hell? Like, honestly, should probably turn that TV off and not watch Raw tonight, because it's probably gonna get worse. But I mean, what can they do? You know, they're in a boat right now. So, I mean, really, as advertised, like I said, really the only big thing on the red brand in the WWE, in my opinion at least, probably would, yeah, okay, the RK Bro tag team tournament finals with the Street Profits and the Mysterios. But Miz and Maurice's wedding vows, because you know how weddings go in pro wrestling. And surprisingly, the first one on the first ever episode on WWE NXT 2.0 with Dexter and Indy. I'm surprised, you know, he hasn't used what is inside his suit jacket there, but not yet at least. But he just returned, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't watched NXT though in a good however long it's been since that debuted, 3 or 4 months now. And hell, I don't even know how I know that, but I guess I know that. I guess I heard it from a little birdie on one of my 2 shoulders, but no, you know, Edge damn well is gonna wreck the wedding vow celebration reunion. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's the main event spot. I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, for the final Raw of the year, or maybe it was the first of the new year. Of course, they were still in the Thunderdome. It would have been with Rusev, Miro, and, or that might have been 2 years ago now, shit, and Lana, with him coming out of the cake, when, you know, that was the interracial Bobby Lashley Lana storyline with Rusev getting cucked. But wasn't it the tar incident with Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton to set up the... Yeah, I guess that'd be over the course of the past 2 years for the final Raw of the year, now that I think about it. You know, she spit the tar, the black mist, towards Orton to, you know, hype the feud for The Fiend and the Viper for Mania, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see how the night goes. They also got a house show on right now in a different city. Don't know where, don't really care. But I mean, I'll be attending a few events over the first few months of next year, so be sure to keep an eye out for some videos being published. But also be sure to tune back in on Saturday for live watch-along reactions of the WWE Day 1 pay-per-view on Saturday night, New Year's night 2022. But here, first things first, back to it, and New Orleans down 10, about a minute to play in this opening quarter. They got a 3rd and 6 after only picking up 4 on first and second down. Combined from the 29, Book going to roll out, and then he's going to go down another sack, and New Orleans 3 straight drives that will result in punts. So, like I said, give him one more shot. There's that one more shot. I'd pull him. I'd be done with him. He's not giving me a chance whatsoever. I'd put Blake Bortles in and see what he can do. And then if you still don't have anything, well, just don't even come out in the second half and basically call your season and hope to get a quarterback in the offseason because, as they had thought, Taysom Hill was going to be the answer quarterback. Jameis Winston, who backed up Breeze last year, goes down with an injury. None of them, even with Simeon and now Ian Book, really are the answer. So, I mean, there's only so much you can do for the time being. But, and you know, for what you had the past 15 years, yeah, you'll never match that. Not at least for a while, if you ever do. But because that very rarely happens. I mean, really, the only instance would be Rodgers, who plays Favre, and the Packers have stayed consistent over the past 30 years. But just no doubt about it, New Orleans, and I had said it, I don't know when it was now, probably about a month or so ago, that I thought they were done for, that they were going to be out of it, that, you know, their season's over with. But somehow they're still in it. But I also did say, too, that, you know, so take it for what it's worth, that first off, Washington, but then Philly. So, I mean, both teams are there, but Washington, definitely not now. That they're coming for Dallas in the East, but the Cowboys have won the division. But their Eagles are still going to make the playoffs, it looks like, after another win yesterday. They're arguably play the best football out of any of the, if you want to put them as wild card contender teams right now. I think Philly's playing some damn good football. They actually played New Orleans, when was it? I believe beat the Saints, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was probably about a month or so ago. That's probably when I first said that New Orleans was probably done for. Because, I mean, and the Eagles at that point in time, they were dog shit. But they are the underdogs, so. But since then, Philly's just been playing good football, and that's why it's just one game, 1 week at a time. You know, it is what it is when it's all said and done. That's why you play the game. But we got a sign or two in the crowd. What the hell? Asking if we've seen this person. Like, what is this? Hotline or what? But yeah, I don't even know what to think in that regard. That's odd. Double commercial break here. So, Miami football, when we return, start of the second quarter, up 10 on the road against these New Orleans Saints. That they have more than a quarterback problem, but at the same time, that's where it starts at, because you got to have a quarterback in order to win. It's a quarterback-driven league. You don't have a quarterback, you're in for it, and they are, because they don't have one. Ian Book's playing like a high school quarterback, and I mean, Miami's not looking that great though either, but still, like, they would at least have 3 if they don't have the pick 6. They'd still be on top right now, but still a lot of football left here tonight. But we'll get to the end of this game when we get there. They'll run a toss and a good block and an 11-yard gain. So a pass on the toss, because it was forward lateral, and a first down for Miami again. A lot like Kansas City yesterday, early. Just first down after first down after first down. Whereas the Saints, yeah, they show that stat, 7-0 in first downs, which it doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. But you're still down 10. Like, you got to at least do something, because New Orleans has 3 straight 3-and-outs, 3 straight punts. Nothing to show for. So, up the middle, Philip Lindsay. He's a reliable running back. He is. He could still be a starter if need be, but he's more of a second, third stringer, more of a second, third down back. And he can catch it out of the backfield, I would think, a little bit better than Myles Gaskin can. He's more of a dual threat back than 37, but everybody has their own opinion. Gaskin, in the meantime, does catch out of the backfield. Former Husky gets another Dolphin first down. No, they're going to mark him short. He spots it as it was a first down, but the refs are going to move it back a yard, and it'll be 3rd and short. And that's a first down. That's a first down. Tua's on the sideline. What the hell are they doing here? Going to run the Wildcat again here. Actually, Jacoby Brissett's in at quarterback. Yeah, probably run a quarterback sneak. He's a bigger quarterback than Tua is. And he's a reliable backup. He's been around the league. They'll fake it and run a play action, and then he'll dive but won't get it. So I don't know what kind of play call that was. Of course, catch defense off guard. But as he signals first down, the Saint defender spots the ball short, and that's where the ref spotted at. So it'll be 4th and 1, no gain on the play. And if I'm Miami, I punt. I have a 10-point lead on the road. You know, you probably could have kept the drive going, but then you do that, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? So, just stupid. And now, for some reason, on Raw, we're going to get the return of Roman Reigns from a year and a half ago at SummerSlam. And then a week later, of course, he won the title at Payback and held it ever since. Give him a 2-year reign at this point. Hell, make it 3, 4, 5. Because nobody's going to stop him. Not at least anytime soon. But they're running a video package, of course, with him and the wise man, Paul Heyman, getting fired. And then Reigns going to face Lesnar on Saturday night for the championship as well. But as Heyman's the advocate, he's also special counsel, but no longer with the bloodline. And does he help Lesnar now that he just got fired, or does he screw him over and this is just a big ploy and help Reigns? This will continue for a little bit. I don't know by, of course, how much longer. I mean, they could, really space it out if they want to, but at that point in time, it'll probably be like beating a dead horse. But, with this game, Monday Night Football, Miami would be on top by 3, like I said, if they don't have the interception. They're somehow on top, but it's because New Orleans can't do a damn thing. And at this rate, they probably won't from now until the end of the game unless they have something crazy happen. They would need probably the lights to go out in the Superdome to come back and win this game. They just... The Saints... and all the parishes in Louisiana. Go Tigers, though. I mean, they're dead. They're done for. There's, in my opinion, this game's over. I mean, Miami can hold on to a 10-0 lead for all I care. Miami could, put another 100 on them. And New Orleans would still have nothing to show for it. Just, I mean, unless they do something quick, because they're all starting with the ball to begin the second half. If they can do something before halftime, do something, then, well, there's the completion. There's their first down of the game. So, 1st and 10, New Orleans. And like I said, if they can do something now, early second half, still a lot of time before then, though. Miami's definitely get the ball back. So, they're still going to have to do something. Because, like I said, you're not just going to be able to have to settle. Like, you got to at least roll on. But, I mean, if you want to lay down and die, then okay, so be it too. But they wanted a penalty. They're not going to get it. Sean Payton laying into the refs. I didn't see no play or replay of it, at least, so I don't know. Maybe they show it now. That pass can be caught near side for about 7 yards, 2nd down and 3. But after a slow start, 2 straight completions, and they're starting to get them, of course, synced up here a little bit more, but still a long ways to go. They got to find a running game. Like I said, with Alvin Kamara, if they can find a running game, they might be all right. And, of course, as well, do not turn the ball over, because you turn the ball over, as you already did, and it led to points on a pick 6. You're just digging yourself a grave, buddy. So, Miami's in a good spot, and if they can just be content with where they're at and hold it steady, but still do something, they'll be all right. And, I mean, not necessarily say this game will be over before too long, but it might be at the same time. In the meantime, on Raw, the RK Bro tournament for the tag team titles will commence with the finals coming up next, with the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, taking on the Mysterios and Ray and Dominic. And Book on 3rd down and 3 runs out of bounds and gets no gain on the play, 4th down. And, well, you going to go for it? No, they'll punt for the 4th straight time. Just not a good start by any means whatsoever for New Orleans here tonight. And Blake Gillikin on the punt. We got a whistle. Penalty on the play. On stripes. What do you got? I have no idea unless they, pick this up, what this penalty would be. Yeah, what I say, you got to run the ball. After the play, personal foul, the center roughness on the offense on Alvin Kamara, 15 yards. It'll still be 4th down and they'll still punt. But, yeah, we got to see a replay of this. Where is their personal foul? No, he pushed him in the back. Right in front of the ref, too. And the ref doesn't even throw a flag, so who threw the flag? What the hell? That penalty is not going to hurt because you're still punting. Something you got thrown out. Boom. Should have decked him. But then that would have been kick-catch interference, and Stretcher would be on to cart him off. But a fair catch. Jacoby Brissett going back in at quarterback. So Tua, is something up with him? Is he hurt? Is there any news on Tua that I don't know about? They feel better off with a 10-point lead on the road to rest Tua and throw Jacoby Brissett in to get some reps. That if it comes down to it. And Tua's battled a lot of injuries, so I want to be shocked. But, then, okay, he's ready then. So this is a backup quarterback game. Like, how much worse could it get? I don't even want to think about that for this game. I don't. Because Raw ain't that good. This game's not that good. There's really nothing else on because it's 2 days after Christmas. And so, yeah, we'll see once we get back to it. But it doesn't look like Tua's coming back. Not right now, at least. Not back into the game yet. So, with as many injuries as he's had, who knows what's hurting him. They could just want to, with the lead, especially on the road, in a must-win situation here. Miami with a win, they'll be the 7th seed. You know, make the Saint defense guess and run the two quarterback system. I mean, it's one thing when a team uses its second string quarterback to, you know, run a play on 3rd and 1, and then you don't get anything with it. But then on your next drive, unless there's an injury of some sorts, which there has to be, or something, who knows, that, you know, now you're going to continue to run with them. So, they got Alvin Kamara on the back end of that. That was on Wilkins, Christian Wilkins, former Clemson Tiger. So, orange and white versus orange and white because Kamara played in Knoxville, Tennessee. Former Volunteer, now Saint. And he doesn't have a lot of sand in his boots tonight. They haven't got him the ball enough. And actually, Tua is in at quarterback, so I don't know why I thought, I mean, hell, it looked like it, that Brissett was going back in at quarterback. Unless Tua, who knows, maybe he ran into the locker room real quick and wasn't back on the field yet, and they didn't know if he, who knows, back out there by the time they, you know, got the ball back from break. But they hand off 4 yards up the middle, 2nd down and 6. So, I mean, they still could run a 2-quarterback system if they want to. But, I mean, because Jacoby Brissett's had numerous starts in this league, and he's a reliable quarterback. He is. And at times, I'm sure Dolphin fans would rather have him or whoever minus Dan Marino, because you can't include him anymore because he's been retired for how long? Even though the Dolphins haven't been relevant since he played for him. You know, call up John Beck. Call up, and on 3rd down, the Dolphins get a 1st down. However, got a penalty on the play, so 8:21 to play in this first half. Fins up 10 zip over the Saints, but got a hold, and they'll replay the down. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down and long. Should be 3rd and Austin, 3:16. See if it was a penalty or not. Holding happens on every play. How's that a hold? How is that a penalty? He pushed him into his quarterback by accident. That's not a hold. No, that's not a hold. These refs are blind. What the hell? Holding happens on every play. Matter of fact, they call it or not. And with penalties, if it's a penalty, okay, call it. If not, don't let them play. These officials tonight just not tonight, but all the time anymore. That holding's going to hurt them. They're going to have to punt now on 4th down and 10 after 1st down, and that holding wasn't even a penalty. These refs try to control the game, try to, have the spotlight on them and get all the attention they possibly can get. But you're not coaching, you're not playing, you're officiating. That's your job. So do it right. Don't, do something that with not a missed hold, but a clear bad call because you thought it was holding when unless there's somebody else out there on that left side that you thought was holding that wasn't there, then okay, but no, just so that cost Miami a drive. They punt, but here we go again on the Saints. They're going to get it back, 4 straight drives that have resulted in punts, and 5th time probably going to end the same way, if I'd have to guess. I mean, we might be stuck at, 10-0 here for a while. That's how slow and boring this game is. We have not had any big plays. We have 1 turnover and pick 6. That would be considered a big play, I guess. But offensively, we have not had any big plays. No big runs, no big passes. Just who knows at this point what's going to happen. It's just, man, this is hard to watch. Like, it's not necessarily a blowout, but when neither team is really doing a lot, there's no in between, there's no wiggle room. What do you expect? It's just when they're not doing a lot and you want them to do something, but you got to settle for the nothing that they're giving us for the time being until they actually do something, then it just is what it is. There's nothing, because we're not coaching, we're not playing. Anything any of us can do about it is just, man, just a very, very slow start, to say the least. Maybe it's going to be a tale of 2 halves, and they pick it up in the 3rd, 4th quarter, and, just find a way. But, if I'm Miami right now, I'm just trying not to blow this lead. Because you're on the road, and it's going to get loud if New Orleans starts doing something good. Hell, it already is loud, so... And, they don't have anything to show for it. That pass is complete to Callaway. And they get another 1st down, so they have been able to start to drive the ball a little bit better than earlier here tonight, but not by much. So, that's not really saying a whole lot, but, you take it for what it's worth, and you just keep going at it. You keep working. So until here New Orleans shows some sign of life, we're stuck. And an 8-yard run by Marky Mark, the former Saint, who went to Baltimore and then also Houston, back in the Big Easy with the black and gold. And like I said earlier, you got to be able to find a running game and take some pressure off your rookie quarterback and get a bucket. You got to run Alvin Kamara. You have Mark Ingram too. And they go back to back with both of them on back-to-back plays, and they get a 1st down out of it. A couple of nice runs there. Really, as that was a direct snap, fake the give, and Kamara gets 1st down. At this rate, you might want to call up Ricky Williams, who has played for both of these teams, and, see with his dreadlocks or no dreadlocks and whatever he's smoking, and see if he can help you out. They run a screen, and Kamara's going to get a 1st down. So they're inside Dolphin territory. I do believe this is for the first time all game now, but this is a penalty play as well. This might be coming back for another hold. Or maybe a late hit. Another personal foul. Jesus Christ. Roughing the passer. 15 yards, end of the run, 1st and 10, New Orleans. I think we've seen more personal fouls in this first 20 minutes of play tonight than we have probably the past month or so. Sean Payton getting clarification on the penalty. He's roughing the passer. He actually will have a movie coming out about him. As Kurt Warner has a movie out about himself and his family right now as well. But if New Orleans doesn't score any points on this drive, it's going to be a very big disappointment and a sign of potentially what's to come. Because even with a good drive and then you don't have anything to show for it still, you're done for it. As you already are, but at the same time, like I said too, the Dolphins are lucky to have their 10 points. I mean, because if they don't have the interception for the pick six, they're up by 3. And it's even lower scoring than it is right now. Alvin Kamara on the run. He'll be brought down about a yard short. Be 3rd down and 1. And as the Street Profits defeat the Mysterios, they'll now take on the Raw Tag Team Champions in RK Bro on Saturday, WWE 1, for the Raw Tag Team titles. So they'll add that to the show. Of course, bearing anything getting pulled from now until then as well. But we'll see how that goes. 3rd down and 1. 3rd and 2, excuse me. 3rd and 2, timeout. Timeout Saints. They'll have 2 left, as does Miami with 3:40 to play. In this first half, I mean, you don't get it, you got to kick it. You got to settle for 3, take your points, be down a touchdown. Of course, you also get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. But if you can score, any points, that's better than what you have, especially with how you played. But if you can score 2 touchdowns and take a lead early, mid-3rd quarter, at home, big must-win game. Miami's not doing a lot, even with a 10-0 lead. You should be all right. And, we'd, of course, get in the 4th and final quarter play, but of course, you might end up with nothing. 3, 6, 10, 14 points here over the next 10 minutes or so of game time. But now 3rd and 2 from the 15th. Ian Book going to hand off. And nowhere for the runner to go. And it was Kamara. 41, not 14, Mark Ingram's number. So, of course, you want to flip it. And take a co-worker's number and be Tom Cruise, okay, but you got to kick it. You got to take your field goal. Kick your 3. Play clock winding down. They'll hurry up. And they're going to try to draw them off. And then that's a delay of game unless they call a timeout. If not, 5 yards. And now it'll be 4th and 7. So they'll take the 5-yard penalty. Give themselves a few more yards on this field goal to make it about a 37-yarder. 2:49 to play. Yeah, you got to take your points. You got to kick it. Anymore, all these analytics, say go for it and blah, 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 blah. No, you got to find some rhythm, man. And until they get it, they're just stuck. 38-yard field goal here for the Saints. And the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, making his entrance on Raw. Kicks up and good. 10-3 Finns. 2:45 to play in this first half. I don't know what it is about this game. I'm just not into it. I'm not. This game is, I mean, it's almost halftime, surprisingly. It sort of has sped by, but in my opinion, this game is going very slow. Slow as all hell. Slow as molasses in the wintertime. And just somehow the Saints are only down 7. So Miami's going to have 2 timeouts, up 10-3, with 2:45 and the 2-minute warning to do something before halftime. And then, okay, if they can, 13-17-3, the Saints are getting the ball to begin the second half, and maybe try to catch them off guard here. Done with a few trick plays potentially, but just at least they have some sign of life. They'll boom it deep, touchback, first 10 for the Finns from the 25-yard line. They advertised for SmackDown on Friday. They're going to go over the top 10 moments of the year in the WWE. Like, what's SmackDown going to be this week? Some type of preview show for day 1? I mean, hell, last week, of course, it was taped the week prior. So the show yesterday at MSG and then the shows today are the first since last Monday night on Raw. They had 3 matches and a 2, let alone 3-hour show of Raw. Like, come on now. And then you wonder why, people complain about this, that, or whatever it may be. But just stupid as shit. It's always one thing or another. But Miami going to hand it off. Duke Johnson on the run for 9, be second and 1. Trip, stop your screen out of the gun. They got 2-2-2 and counting to play. 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning to come. Go back to your damn tight ends. They haven't gone to Gesicki enough. Smythe, of course, has a few catches, but from the 33, they'll wind this to 2-minute warning, and with 2 minutes to play, Miami up 10-3 on the road here tonight on Monday Night Football against New Orleans Saints. They'll have 2nd and 1 when we come back with 2 timeouts. So if Miami now doesn't score a few points here before halftime, try to extend their lead now that New Orleans is on the board, it's like, come on, do something, because even with the lead, they haven't done much. But, the Saints don't have much to show for either. At least they got on the board there on their last drive, but still, it's like, this game is necessarily bad, but it's starting to get ugly now with as low scoring as it is, and just yeah, that just this is a very boring game in my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. I mean, it's a must-win game. Somebody's going to lose, and be even more on the outside looking in. You win some, you lose some, but at this point in time in the year, you better be playing your best football if you want to make the playoffs and win in the playoffs and get the Super Bowl, which neither of these teams have been to in quite a while. But I mean, this might have tie written all over it, or at least overtime. Hope to God not, but that's just where we are. This game, I don't know what everybody thinks. Let me know in the comments below, but just this is, there's not even a word to describe it, to be honest with you. There's not. Just pathetic. So WWE in the meantime, they're trying to buy time with a lot of fillers. And then we go backstage to Miz, cussing out the assistant there who brought him flowers for his wife's wedding vow renewal later on the show. So no roses for Maurice. She'll get something else. Or if so, those she'll definitely get more than just the one set there. And what the fuck is Eric Bischoff doing on Raw? He's back. He's not better than ever. Looks like fucking Jack Frost. And he's going to be a part of this wedding vow renewal, it looks like. They had to dig that deep for Raw tonight with everything stacked against them, and they call up Eric Bischoff. It's like he'll be involved in that wedding vow renewal somehow. Probably the master of ceremonies, if I'd have to guess. I have it on mute, so I don't know what they're saying, but yeah, the wedding vow renewal is going to be definitely the main event. They're promoting that Raw tonight still, so a lot of flashback images and highlights throughout their careers, but you know how it's going to end. It's going to be with Edge ruining their day and probably hitting them both with a spear. Of course, because that day one on Saturday, it's going to be Edge and The Miz in singles competition. So at least they still have that going for them for now, along with a few other matches. But back to it. Big third down here for the Finns. 3rd down and 1 with a minute and a half to play. About a 7-second differential between the game clock and play clock. They got 10 seconds now, under 10. So if New Orleans get off the field, they'll get the ball back with one timeout and about a minute to play. We got a timeout, and Miami burns one. So yeah, a lot of confusion. I get it. You just want to make sure you're set because you got time still with one more timeout still. Of course, to do more before halftime to extend your lead. They continue to promote the doubleheader Saturday in Week 18 on Saturday, January 8th, as we did. We're supposed to the past 2 weeks, but the one was moved to a doubleheader on Monday. But that was NFL Network, and then Fox and NFL Network on Christmas here just the other night. AJ Styles in the ring, caught a promo in the meantime. We still don't know what games though are going to be played that day, so we'll see what they flex out and into those spots. But here tonight, Monday Night Football, 3rd and 1 for the Finns. Tua, they run a screen out of the backfield, complete to Waddle and get a first down. He gets out of bounds. Clock's unstopped with 1:07. New set of downs, one timeout, up 7, 10-3 here. And yeah, keeping it simple, take what the defense gives you. I mean, that was directly to him from the start. And no, they haven't. Even with the lead, they haven't done much. So if they're going to win this game, as New Orleans might be coming back now, Tua's going to have to put the team on his back and drive. Pass going to be caught for another first down. Jalen Waddle, over 50 yards receiving now. And now as WWE gets main roster superstars involved, a ploy for ratings on WWE NXT 2.0, then I'll bring up a few NXT, not even superstars. I don't even know what the hell you want to call them. Because they're not even talent. They're not. They're just fucking pieces of shit being shoved down our throats, what they are. They're using them on main roster now. Not even call-ups. Just like you really have to stoop this low again, and it's already worth not even watching. So, just no. Like, it's getting to that point in time. It's like, I have to call it quits with WWE. 1st and 10 from the 35, because it's absolutely pathetic. Flag on the play again. Deep ball incomplete. I mean, there's points and times it's good, but then all the other shit, it's like, what in the hell are you doing, you know? Especially when there's a better product out there right now. There is. This is coming back. We're going to have another hold. 10 yards. And they'll replay it down. Yeah, you have your homers. I get it. You know, everybody has their own opinion, but when you can't face the facts and realize the truth, then that's your problem, not mine. But penalties, 10 total, 5 apiece. Yeah, these officials just, what the fuck are you doing? From the 45, 1st and 15. Tua, pass caught for about 13.5, 14 yards. And it'll be 2nd and short. They got one timeout. Clock's rolling, though. About a 10-second difference. We got a whistle, and we're going to have a timeout. They're actually going to take a look at it and make sure he caught it first off. Yeah, that's close. They're going to, just to make sure he caught it. And no, you can't overturn that. That's a catch on the field. That's going to stand as a catch on after review. And now Paul Cruz, for some reason, is coming out to AJ Styles and whoever the hell's out there in the ring with him from NXT. Like, this is just trash. I don't care if they have everything stacked against them or not. They could be doing 10 times a better job than they are. And they wonder why people bitch and complain and don't watch anymore, because all they are worried about is damn ratings. And now the damn bodyguard, whatever the hell his name is, for Apollo Crews, is going to act tough here and take his jacket off. Go back to Tough Enough and Raw Underground, for God's sakes, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Tua is 14 of 16 for a buck 16. That's if that play stands. And he's played well in this first half.
It looks like Styles is going to be in action next on Raw. A lot of fillers tonight on the show. A lot. And tonight's show just not going to be good once it's all said and done. Let alone this game. Official review. They have to find undisputed evidence to overturn it. It's a catch on the field, so unless they say otherwise, it's going to be a catch on the field. 2nd and short for Miami. They are taking a while here looking at it. Normally when it's quick, it's either going to stand or get overturned. When it takes a while, it's sort of the same. It's because they're trying to, just make sure it is a catch or whatever the ruling is, versus try to find a way to overturn it and buy some time. When it's in between, it's... I mean, as the refs now are talking, they're going to say catch because Sean Payton's livid. Watch that. Miami's going to luck out, and that'll be a catch on the field. And a catch after review as well, it looks like. Yeah, you got, one timeout, 39 seconds. Here's a review. It'll stand as called catch He's going to call timeout. So the Dolphins call their third and final timeout with 39 seconds. Yeah, we did, but do they grant him it? Doesn't look like it, not yet at least. Be 2nd and 2. Say, no, I don't want a timeout now. I don't want a timeout now. Let's hold on. So confusion. He wanted a timeout. Now he doesn't. The rest were going to give it to him after a while, but now he doesn't want it. So make up your damn mind. He doesn't want a timeout. They might have to grant him it, though, that he asked for it. They'll add some seconds back on the clock, it looks like. "39 seconds, clock's going to start on the whistle." So they'll keep the timeout and 2nd down and 2 for Miami from the 32. Clock's rolling. You got to go. Snap the damn ball. And then Tua looking to throw. He's going to go deep near side. Jalen Waddle at the 2, incomplete. Hit him in the hands. 3rd down. So 27 seconds. Still got a timeout. Just get a first down. Get a first down, get the hell out of bounds. You want to try to keep that timeout in the back pocket of yours if you possibly can. Kick the field goal if it comes down to it. If the clock's going to continue to roll. But, you don't convert here, you're going to kick it anyway. So, third down. Tua drops back. He goes down on the sack. Now they're going to have to punt. 41-yard line from here, it'd be about 59, 60-yard field goal. Clock's just going to roll, and we're going to hit halftime with a sack. I mean, Miami could call their timeout and kick it, but you don't want no blocked return for a touchdown or anything like that. Or, I mean, you could heave it if you want to, 4 seconds, get one more play. Miami does call their timeout 4 seconds. But from the 41-yard line, you're going to have a very long field goal if you're going to kick it right now, whether you're inside or not. So, you can't take a sack in that situation. He's got to know better. And that's why, they're coming for him, and they want this player rather than him, whoever that might be. So, 4 seconds to play in this first half, 10-3 Fins on top of the Saints. Very low scoring. They will kick it. Very ugly game. They're going to kick it. Miami, from the 41-yard line, this kick going to be officially from 59 yards out. Saints with a timeout to ice him. He'll kick it, but it's not going to count. And it's good. So Miami, I would think they're going to kick it again. Yeah, to kick this, because would have rushed him on after that sack, because Tua can't take a damn sack in that situation. You throw it away. At least he didn't turn it over, and now they're going to, attempt a field goal here again. I mean, really offensively, though, it's 6-3. They have a defensive pick 6 off the lone turnover by both teams here so far, but that's where we're at. 59-yard field goal again. Kick's going to be up and no good. Wide right. So we hit halftime with the Saints having all the momentum in the world now at home, trailing by 7, 10-3, and they'll also get the ball to begin the second half. So this game is going to come down to the wire. We'll take this deep into the second half. First kick was good. They ice him. That works. He hooked it wide right. You could tell, just barely missed it. But you could tell once that ball kicked it, started to turn direction, it was going to have the distance, but it wasn't going to be good, and it wasn't. So, 10-3. I mean, really, it's 3-3. It is. You can't turn the ball over. New Orleans did, but since then, even with a few more punts, the past 2 drives, they've been able to put at least something together to show for. And neither of these teams are outplaying one another, but New Orleans are lucky to be down 7, and Miami is lucky to be up 7. Because this game should be tied at 3 right now, let alone a 6-3 lead with a field goal there. But they missed it. So the difference is a pick 6. About a 25-yard interception return off of Ian Book. The Dolphins struck first up 7-0. 10-0. New Orleans has scored 3 unanswered, but they still trail by 7 here at the half. 10-3 is your halftime score of Monday Night Football with Miami Dolphins and New Orleans Saints. Tua Tagovailoa, 14 of 17, 116 yards passing. Ian Book getting his first ever career start here tonight on Monday Night Football for the rookie. 5 of 7, 52 yards passing. Has an interception. He's also been sacked a few times, as has Tua. So, got the front 4s and 7s of both these respective defenses. But that interception led to Dolphin points, and that's the difference. It is 10-3, where really it should be 3-3. So New Orleans is all right, and now they have momentum. Miami is going to have to step the hell up. No doubt about it. I mean, if they can hold on, okay, but they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to step the hell up and get back up there to the plate, and don't necessarily hit home runs, just keep it simple. Get on base. Get a first down or 2. They've been able to drive the ball. They have. But a few of their drives, of course, stalled. You have a missed field goal there. I mean, Tua doesn't take the sack. I mean, that kick's probably good because it's, well, first off, good for 59 before they iced him, and then it was no good. But the kick's going to be from a closer range than it was at almost 60 yards. So it's just the small little things that are holding back the Dolphins and keeping the Saints from potentially having, let alone taking the lead right now. Because neither team's really playing that great. It's just... Hell, I really don't even know what the difference is going to be. I know the difference is now, but when this game comes down to it, unless it's another turnover, hell, it might be special teams. Knowing the Saints. And with how good, Miami is in that category too, with, some trick plays up their sleeves and just lucking out, but then, also just finding a way to be the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, who knows how this will play out. I mean, last week on Monday night, it was also 10-3 at halftime, if I'm not mistaken. Vikings on the road leading the Bears. And they were up 17-3 with a few seconds to play, and then the Bears scored as time expired, and no extra point. So they cover at 8 as a 7-point road favorite and win, but then the Vikings lost yesterday. So you got to be consistent, but Miami has a 3-point favorite. They're covering right now, but we've only played a half of football. It's a 60-minute game, not over until it's over. And, the Saints are at home. The Dolphins just missed a field goal there. I feel not necessarily it'll turn into a tale of two halves. It could. I mean, it's been a tale of, not even a 2-quarter half here, but, just Miami right now could be up by a lot, but they're not. Like, that's on them for just settling when they could be putting it to them, and this game could be over. I mean, hell, it might be over for all as we know right now anyway, but New Orleans has the Dolphins right where they want them at. They do. If they can get a stop or two, they just need a little spark again. To do some drives, don't turn the ball over, you'll be all right. You got to find a running game, though. That might be the difference, now that I think about it and bring it up. Of course, just spitting whatever the hell's coming out of my mouth right now off the top of my head. Don't have any format by any means in front of me. But once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Yeah, it might be the running game. Because as I look at these stats, which I do have those in front of me at least to read them off to you. As mentioned, Tua's 14 of 17, 116 yards passing. Ian Book 5 of 7, 52 yards and pick, which is the difference. So remember those 7 points. Remember those 7 points. Miami as a team has 7 more rushing yards total than the Saints do. But as Myles Gaskin has a carry for 4 yards, they're getting him more involved out of the backfield in the pass game with screens. He has, well, actually only has a catch for 6 yards, but he's been targeted a few times, so that's probably what I was thinking, more so in that category than not, which it's still true, but you got to be able to execute. It's a two running back system, It looked like it was going to be a 2 quarterback system there for a second with the Finns, with both Tua and Jacoby Brissett, but back to Tua, and then Ian Book in for the injured Jameis Winston, who's been out, and then in his absence has been Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian, but they're both out on COVID list. So it's Ian Book, the rookie out of Notre Dame, who they drafted this past year in the draft. And once again, be sure to go check out my NFL Draft and Pro Football Hall of Fame vlog live here on the YouTube channel as well. But Duke Johnson has 5 carries, 18 yards rushing. Philip Lindsay, 6 of 17. And then Alvin Kamara, 7 of 17. And Mark Ingram, he has 3 carries, 15 yards rushing. So, there's balance with all 4 of those players, and it's the turnover. That's the difference, or else we're tied at 3 right now. Receiving, Jalen Waddle, he might be the difference maker. He might, once this game is settled, might be the MVP of the game, for all we know. Who knows? He has 7 catches, 62 yards. Durham Smythe, 3 of 31. Mike Gesicki, 2 of 10. Tommy Lee, he has a catch for 7 yards. And then Myles Gaskin, 1 of 6. You got to find some rhythm if you're New Orleans. You just got to keep it simple. One play at a time. Do what you got to do. Work the sticks. Balance and consistency. Marquez Callaway has 2 catches, 28 yards. And then Alvin Kamara, 1 of 12. Lil Jordan Humphrey, 1 of 8. Ethan Hungry, howling like a wolf, 1 of 4. And, really the tight ends, too. They're not getting them both sides here tonight. Both Miami and New Orleans, in my opinion, not getting them involved enough right now. So, we'll see how this second half plays out. It's going to be interesting. We'll stick with it until we hit a final score. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. It should come down to the wire. Late fourth quarter there. And at that point in time, of course, may the best team win. But, just this game really not that good. It could be a little bit better, but honestly, it could be a whole hell of a lot worse than it is. So, we'll take it, I guess you could say, for what it's worth, but that's not saying much though either. So, that's where we're at. Styles, in the meantime, on Raw picks up a win over Apollo Crews, and now Dabo Kato gonna try to help up former Intercontinental Champion. Hell, they might be breaking them up as they did with AJ and almost just recently, as AJ now hits a phenomenal form on him. AJ could be a possibility for the Rumble and Money in the Bank if they play their cards right. But if they're going to do that at Mania with him almost, then that's off the table. But if not, then okay. Like if they do it sooner rather than later, which they should at some point in time soon. Rollins going to Skype in via a video messenger call. Of course, he tested positive for COVID, and we'll see if he's going to be in that championship match on Saturday or not. But, as I've said before, too, both Kevin Owens and Matt Riddle are also going to be contenders for both of those Royal Rumbles and the Money in the Bank briefcase next year at some point in time in January and July. So I think those would, in my opinion, be my three favorites right now. With probably a tie with Owens and Styles for the Rumble. Definitely Riddle for Money in the Bank. But then those other two for the Money in the Bank potentially too. And speaking of the devil with Kevin Owens, here he comes. It looks like he'll be in action coming up next on Raw. But at halftime on Monday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins lead New Orleans Saints 10-3. Momentarily, as it looks like we're going to come out of halftime now and kick off this second half, start of the third quarter, yes. We'll, next commercial break, or at some point in time during the second half, we'll get to it when we get to it. We're going to recap what happened this NFL Week 16, preview next week, and then also take a look at the current NFL playoff standings. So stay tuned. But once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Dolphins, hashtag Saints, hashtag MIA for Miami versus No for New Orleans. That's the game hashtag, so be sure to hashtag that when you share on social media too. Monday Night Football, WWE Raw as well. Throw those in if you want. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always greatly appreciated. But in the meantime, the Saints trying to kick off, begin the third quarter of play here as we begin the second half. Saints back deep to receive. Down 7 as we begin the third quarter. Touchback, 1st and 10 from the 25.
Yes, Steve, Sean Payton just said Ian Book is doing exactly what I asked him to do. Keep this thing within striking distance. But he said the next task is win the game. He also liked how they got a little more balanced offensively toward the end of the first half. And Brees was just talking about it. They want to get Alvin Kamara a little bit more involved. So look for that here. Brian Flores on the other side said defensively he liked what they did early, but Sean Payton already started to adjust. He has so much respect for Payton. Said they know more of those adjustments are coming in the second half.
So as we begin this second half, 1st and 10 from the 25, Ian Book going to roll out, pass caught by his tight end, and about a 3, maybe 4-yard gain depending on the spot. It'll be second down for the Saints here to begin the third quarter. And a handoff, Alvin Kamara, and he gets to the 31 for another 2.5, 3 yards, and a 3rd and medium for the Saints.
balance. And you can do that in screen game. Obviously, you can do it pitch or pin the outside defensive tackle and hold it to line them around him. A lot of different ways you can get him on the throwdown. Averaging less than 2.5 yards per carry.
So from the 30, Book looking to throw, and it's almost picked off. Incomplete, 4th down. So New Orleans going to begin this second half just as they started the game with a punt, and just hopefully for them doesn't turn into 4 straight drives like that before they get rolling. Make it 5 actually before the field goal, and then not going to have time on your side when it comes down to it, and you're lucky to be down 7, whereas Miami's lucky enough to be up 7. But it could get worse for New Orleans here if they don't do something soon, because Miami's capable. Both these teams are, but just they don't have anything to show for it. It's very, very ugly. Very ugly. But as mentioned, we would recap this week 16, preview week 17, and also take a look at the standings here as well. So here we go. On Thursday night, the final NFL Thursday night football game of the year, of course, bearing any more postponements. We had the Titans defeat the 49ers in a game-winning field goal to kick off Week 16 by a final score of 20-17. Doubleheader on Saturday, which was Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. The Green Bay Packers capitalized off of 3 Browns turnovers in the first half, led to 21 points. And then the Browns lost by 2. As Green Bay won by 2, 24-22. Colts 22-16 in the road win in the nightcap on Christmas against the Arizona Cardinals. Lions, Falcons, Ravens, Bengals, both home teams in Atlanta and Cincinnati won those. 2016 for the Falcons over the Lions. And then Cincinnati for the first time since 2009. They sweep both Pittsburgh and Baltimore in the same season. And in blowout fashion, beat the Ravens by 3+ touchdowns again. 41-21. In the meantime, on Monday Night Raw, Kevin Owens in the ring cutting promos. Somebody's going to come out, interrupt them, and probably have a match. Just a lot of fillers tonight. They're doing what they can, but not a good show. The Rams won 30-23 over the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, they won last Tuesday night as well against the Seahawks, who lost again yesterday, so they're done for sure now. And potentially the Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson tenure is also done in the Pacific Northwest, but only time will tell. But the Rams clinched the playoff berth with the win, as did the Cardinals in that win, even though they lost Saturday night. But the Rams beat the Vikings 30-23. Of course, Minnesota beat Chicago last Monday night, but Vikings lose and Bears win this week. So that's why you play the game. And it's a 1-week season, really. It's one game at a time. Also yesterday, Buffalo split with New England, as both road teams won this year in the regular season. How they still couldn't meet the playoffs, for all we know. 33-21, your final score there. We'll lead off when we return with Jaguars-Jets, that featured the number 1 and number 2 overall picks from this past year in the draft facing off in that game. So, 2 more recaps, preview, and then take a look at the standings. And then by that point in time, as this game will continue, I mean, we should be here at some point in time soon, close to being done, but probably about a little over an hour or so. Second down and 5 for Miami from the 28-yard line, up 7, 10-3. Nice big stop by the Saints defense there. Philip Lindsay going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Remember, this Miami offense, what they were supposed to
3rd and 9 officially from the 25. And Gesicki in motion. They haven't gone to their tight ends. Neither of these teams have enough tonight. Down the middle, and it's going to be picked off. We'll see now if the Saints can capitalize and tie this game up, and then we'd be even in the turnover category. And there wouldn't be a difference there. We figure out what the difference then at that point in time, a little bit later on, would in fact be in this outcome. But Tua, yeah, he had a man wide open, but he went for the home run in a triple coverage, and just the ball sailed on him. Instead of going for Waddle, he went for some dude off the beach, and yeah, that's on Tua. That's why they're bitching that, they want somebody else playing quarterback, because he shows signs that he can, do this or that and be the man, but then also he does shit like that. So 1st and 10 from the 36. And Book going to step up and then lose a yard on that tackle. Flag on the play as well. So if it's a hold, be interesting to see what Miami does if they decline it, take a 2nd and 11 rather than 1st and 20 for the Saints. Yeah, decline it. He wants it declined. It was legal formation, it looked like. Yeah, legal formation on the Saints. Penalty's going to decline, 2nd down and 11 with the tackle. Sack, really. Only 1 yard, but 2nd and 11. MVP comes out to Kevin Owens. And I'm surprised as he brings up his phone, and not necessarily with a selfie, but potentially another FaceTime. Talk about Bobby Lashley. Of course, they're 2 of the 4 competitors in the Fatal 4-Way on Saturday for the WWE Championship. And now here comes the Hurt Business. So the Hurt Business is getting back together, Shelton and Cedric, with MVP. There's a good thing that's happened tonight. That's probably the biggest thing yet. About damn time they should have never broke him up to begin with. But Lashley's either not there or he's going to come out and attack Owens from behind. So this is just, of course, to hype the ongoing feud with the 2 of them, but does actually look pretty interesting. In the meantime, Miami with a 2nd and 8, or excuse me, New Orleans with a 2nd and 8 after a big first down there after that penalty. From midfield, Book looking to throw. New Orleans trying to capitalize off of that Miami turnover. Book rolling out near side, and, well, threw that out of the window of the library, and incomplete. 3rd down, 3rd and 8. They got to go their damn tight ends. I mean, why not take a deep shot? But you're at midfield, 3rd and 8. I mean, you'd have a decision to make on 4th and short to either go for it or kick it. I mean, it'd be 60-plus yard field goal. But just get another 1st down. Now we got a timeout by the Saints with 10:28 to play in the 3rd quarter as the play clock was about to expire. So 3rd down, but they'll try to get set. You can hear Sean Payton, now let's go. He's pissed off. He needs a quarterback is what he needs. But just just, it looks like they're not going to be able to capitalize off the turnover, and they're still going to be down 10-3 here. This is a must-win for both teams. If they lose, they're, for the most part, done for, unless they get some help. Which that, if you don't take care of your business yourself, that's a lot to ask for. Especially with how this season's gone. Book gonna tuck it and run, and then another sack, and yeah, you got to punt. So they stick with them. Like I said, I would have went to Blake Bortles already at this point, but just as they find some rhythm and they have momentum, they just let it slip. Like, they're back to not being able to do a damn thing. Like, what do you expect from the Saints right now? Other than that, there's not much to be said. And McGillicuddy gonna try to cough and corner it on the island. It'll be fair caught at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10 Miami from there. So we'll take a TV timeout. But back to what happened this week in the NFL here. We're going to start off, as mentioned, with the Jaguars and Jets. And the Jets won by 5, 26-21. Eagles, 31 unanswered. And then, of course, the Giants scored again, but they win it 34-10 for their second straight win. As LA also won last Tuesday, both teams won yesterday. Buccaneers 32-6, clinching the NFC South as well in the win at Carolina. The Texans upset the Chargers 41-29. The Bears upset the Seahawks 25-24 as they decided to go for 2 and the win. Raiders 17-13 win at home over the Denver Broncos. A few blowouts, 36-10 for the Chiefs and their win over the Steelers. Talked about that game during the stream yesterday. Said what I said, so be sure to go check that out. And then a blowout on Sunday Football last night. Dallas was up 42-7 at halftime, and they won 56-14. So next week, Week 17, as mentioned, all the games will be on Sunday, minus next week's Monday Night Football game. Atlanta and Buffalo, the Falcons and Bills, Giants, Bears, Chiefs, Bengals, arguably along with, as Raiders, Colts is a low-key, sneaky, good matchup next week. Chiefs, Bengals, along with the Rams and Ravens. Baltimore are going to try not to lose 5 straight. Cardinals, Cowboys, and Vikings, Packers, your games of the day, games of the week next Sunday. Monday Night Football is Browns, Steelers. We'll have live watch-along actions live on YouTube. But then there's actually, Speak the Devil, will show the graphic, the highlight video package for that game next Monday night. The final regular season Monday night game of the year, and I do believe the first ever January, as it's week 17, but of course 18 weeks now, 17 games, the first ever week 17 Monday night game of the year because of the expanded season. But you normally, of course, have all those games on Sunday with something getting flexed to Sunday Football. But Week 18, as 2 of them, unless there is another pick, they're going to flex something to Sunday Football and then also flex 2 games from that Sunday to Saturday, the day before. We just don't know what games yet. And like I said, with those, if I'd have to guess, potentially if the Saints win here tonight, maybe them and the Falcons. Patriots, Dolphins. I mean, Cowboys, Eagles, I think's a good possibility. Steelers, Ravens as well, along with the Chargers and Raiders. So we'll see what they flex to that Saturday. But until then, also now next week, as mentioned, Falcons, Bills, Giants, Bears, Chiefs, Bengals. These Dolphins will head to Nashville to take on the Titans. New Orleans, the Saints, they'll host the Panthers. But we'll also have Raiders, Colts, Jaguars, Patriots, Bucks, Jets, Eagles, and Skins, the Washington football team. They just played last Tuesday. They'll play for the second time in 3 weeks, as Washington just did last night against Cowboys as well. Rams, Ravens, Broncos, Chargers, Texans, Niners, Cardinals, Cowboys, Panthers, Saints, Lions, Seahawks, Sunday night and Monday Night Football. So as we see a replay, Napoleon Dynamite on the catch, and a 1st and 10 for Miami at the 45-yard line. Right in the breadbasket. And a beautiful pass, an even better catch by the Miami Dolphins. Now we're going to get a review on whether it was a catch or not, but Mac Hollins with a 40-yard catch and run. And now Miami's got a 1st and 10 at the 45. But we'll, of course, in the meantime, take a TV timeout and get back to it with the review. But, yeah, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, or Minnesota and Green Bay along with Cleveland and Pittsburgh. I'll have live watch-along reactions of both those matchups. Be sure to tune back in. Potentially doubleheader next Sunday at 1 o'clock and then Sunday night, depending on if Kansas City, since he's on in my area, which it should be, but we'll see. But that's where we're staying at right now. And then Week 18 we'll get into with, like I just said there a minute ago, what games are going to flex out to that Saturday and then who's playing Sunday Night Football. Because then the playoffs start a week after that. So, of course, those will all be divisional matchups anyway. And the second of 2, if you haven't played 2 versus 1 divisional opponent yet this year. Like say with the Bengals and Browns. And, these Dolphins will host the Patriots. So New Orleans will actually take on Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. They'll play at the Falcons from the ATL. So it's still a lot to unfold, a lot to figure out. No doubt about it. A lot of football left. But, of course, from now until then, we got a 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. Up 10-3 still here, 3rd quarter on Monday Night Football. With a little less than an hour to go on Monday Night Raw. Looks like the United States Championship match with Priest and Ziggler is coming up next. And then they'll have the, they might have a filler in between. We've had a lot of those tonight, but the main event segment's going to be the wedding vow renewal with Miz and Maurice, which Edge, of course, Demo is going to interfere in. So that's 2 out of the last 3 years. They're going to have something that revolves around a wedding be the main event segment in the final Raw of the calendar year. Back to Lashley, Rusev, and Lana with him jumping out of the cake. And then last year, as I mentioned earlier, with Alexa Bliss and the Tar. But they say catch. 1st and 10 Miami from the 45. They'll run a flea flicker. And then near side is caught by Jalen Waddle, and he's going to get out of bounds to the 20-yard line. Another big 1st down by Miami. Miami, really at this rate, up 7 with New Orleans still not doing a whole lot. They could put this game away if they want to. And I think they know that. I think they're not necessarily trying to hit the dagger, but just trying to put this game out of reach. Just a little bit more out of reach for New Orleans. Because, this game should be tied at 3 right now. But because you have an interception that you capitalized on, whereas you turned it over, but they couldn't capitalize, well, favor you then, get lucky in that regard. Because this game could still be tied, whether it's 3 or 10. Run, and to the 10-yard line, they'll have a 1st and goal. So, Duke Johnson lowers his shoulder, breaks a tackle, and gets another Dolphin 1st down. Had a lot of those, of course, tonight, but New Orleans not playing good. They have the rhythm, they have the momentum, and they just let it slip away. They're giving Miami a big Christmas gift if they do, in fact, end up winning. Because even with that, Saint win against the Bucks last week, they don't take care of business tonight, they're done for. They play the next 2 weeks against teams they've already lost to this year. Who says, you can't turn around and beat them? Okay, but all three of the teams are going to be out of the playoffs anyway, and the Bucks are going to be the only team out of the South making it. But still, just now an empty set 5 wide. Second goal from the 5. Lindsley will actually motion back into the backfield, and he gets a handoff for about 2 to the 3, so third and goal from there. 6:26 and counting to play in this third quarter. So New Orleans, of course, the Voodoo City, they're going to need a little blue alien to help them win this game. But now third and goal from the 3. Trips in a bunch near side. Tua, quick snap. Going to step up and gets hit as he throws it, and it's going to be batted down. Incomplete. Should have been sacked, and then we got a penalty on the play as well, so we'll see what that is. We've had way too damn many of them tonight, no doubt about it. And where was there a penalty? 2 fouls, holding on the defense. That's declined. And then a personal foul roughing the passer on the defense. That'll be half the distance, automatic first down, first and goal. If they were one apiece, they'd offset replay the down. But Miami lucks out with another penalty. At least they have the refs on their side tonight. Because that, along with making a few big plays, is what's keeping them atop right now. So first and goal from the 1.5 yard line. Miami could put it away right now if they want to with a touchdown. Field goal still doable for New Orleans to come back down 10, 13-3, but out of the eye they'll hand off and stuff the line of scrimmage, no gain. Still, New Orleans hasn't done enough to show that they're capable of doing something in the fourth and final quarter to play to come back and win this game. So, we'll see how it plays out here, but that's just where we are. Second and goal. Second and goal from the 1. Another empty set for Miami. Lindsley going to motion back into the backfield again. They toss it over the middle, though, to Jalen Waddle, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Dolphins extend their lead to 16-3 here. So near the end of the third quarter. Good play call. Good design. The motion caught him off guard. They just ran the same play they did to the other side, though, but then Tua just flicked it over the middle to Waddle, and he walked in. That's a touchdown pass. That's a toss. And touchdown Miami. 16-3 pending upcoming extra point. Where, it could be 19-20-3. But at the same time, it also could be 3-3, 10-10, 10-3 as it was, 17-10, extra points up and good. New Orleans just hasn't done enough. Why not go to Blake Bortles? Because he and Book's not doing a damn thing. He's not giving your offense the best chance right now to win. 5:10 to play in the third quarter. The Fins are now up by 14 at 17-3. So Tua 17-22 for a $181. That touchdown to Jalen Waddle does have an interception, but the Saints going to capitalize. Whereas Ian Book is 7-11, 70 yards passing. Hasn't played bad, but they haven't helped him out whatsoever. And then the picks costing them because they capitalized. The Dolphins did on defense with that pick 6. So that's the difference still, 10-3 with that touchdown they just scored too. Because they don't have the interception, it's 3-3. The touchdown's 10-3. But coulda, woulda, shoulda for the Saints. Just still not enough. 17-3 Dolphins. Duke Johnson has 7 carries, 28 yards rushing. Philip Lindsay, 10-26. Yeah, Alvin Kamara and Marky Mark, 8-19 and 4-17. Jalen Waddle, though, he has 9 catches, 87 yards receiving, and a touchdown. He's the difference maker right now. He is. He's not single-handedly beating them, but, because Miami still hasn't done a whole hell of a lot, but they've done enough. So, in the end, that's all that matters. If you do enough and you win, the win's the win. New Orleans hasn't done anything. If I'm a Saint fan, I'm turning the game off, and I'm probably not watching the final 2 weeks of the year because your season's over with a loss, as is Miami's. And Miami has a tough schedule down the stretch, too, with Tennessee and New England. So, regardless if they win tonight, they still might not make the playoffs. So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, of course. But, just been an average game. One of those days, though, for the Saints, no doubt about it. They have literally nothing to show for other than the 3 points. And they're lucky enough to have those, or else they'd be getting shut out right now. So, 17-3 your score. Dolphins on top. Couple minutes to play here in this third quarter. And another touchback on the return. 1st and 10, New Orleans from the 25-yard line. We'll take a look at the playoff standings momentarily as well, so stay tuned. But just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. First and 10. Yeah, if they were able to do something then, this would be a whole new ball game because they, at least cut it or tie the game up, but nothing to show for it. First and 10 from the 25. Now they're down 14. So they need 2 touchdowns to tie this sucker up. Alvin Kamara on the run to the 30. 35 pushed out. He gets a first down. Maybe that's the spark they need. First and 10, New Orleans. And another handoff, Alvin Kamara. 3 yards for him. Second down.
This year they've been using him a little bit different. Obviously, no Drew Brees. They've been dependent on their best player. So they have grown him more than any other season in his career. This next carry will be the most for a season in his career. And this is 4 games already. We're not to the end of the year. So he's getting more load this season than ever.
And Ian Book looking to throw. Going to dump it off, and Kamara nowhere for him to go. Now they're going to have a 3rd and long. Ball came out. Miami has, they say they recover, fumble, or pick it off. But there is a flag on the play. Rolling on the field, forward progress stopped. And then you got a hold on the offense. Penalties declined. 3rd down or 4th down? Okay, so 3rd and long. And, honestly, if New Orleans doesn't do anything on this drive or their next drive, and Miami starts to work the clock, running the football when they need to, this game's over. So that's where we are.
You just can't recover from things like that on the offensive line. Look at that.
3rd and 12 from the 33. Book complete. And to the 40 goes Humphrey, but 4th down, another punt. I don't think he's thrown a ball further than probably 5-8 yards downfield all night. 4th and 5, and Blake Gillikin's getting the workload here tonight. As Jalen Waddle's MVP for the Dolphins, he is for the Saints. And the kick going to be fair caught on the punt at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 Dolphins from there with 2:48 to play in the 3rd quarter. 17-3 Miami. Take a look at these playoff standings. We'll start. We'll go division by division, and then we'll get into the AFC and NFC as a whole, from 1 to 7, and then everybody right now on the outside looking in. Buffalo leads the East on top of New England and Miami. As first off, the only teams that have been eliminated thus far have been the Jets, the Texans, the Jaguars, the Giants, along with the Bears and Lions, Panthers, and Seahawks. Their seasons are over with, even with 2 games left. They will not make the playoffs this year. A few other teams that might not make the playoffs, in reverse order. Well, Jimmy G's now injured. Trey Lance's going to have to step up in a crucial situation. San Fran could still make the playoffs as a wild card, but, really, do they do anything if they make the playoffs then? Maybe, probably not. I mean, if San Fran loses because of, the injury, he tore something in his hand, and it looks like Trey Lance is going to be starting the final 2 games. Surgery, we'll see if he gets it. I would think he would. If San Fran will lose, it's going to open the door for somebody in the NFC. Maybe these Saints, even with the loss tonight, if they can get back to healthy at quarterback, of course, with Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian, but maybe even the Vikings, Falcons for that matter too, and Washington after 3 straight losses. But whoever's 5, 6, and 7 in the AFC and NFC respectively, yeah, you're going to have to go on the road, but it's going to be interesting to see who's there with how these games play out, because the playoff standings, as they always do, because this team wins, this team loses, they change constantly because of all the games being played. We still got a lot of football left, so who the hell knows who's going to be in the playoffs right now, as the AFC is wide open. You only have the Chiefs as the only team who has clinched. And that was yesterday. They won the West and won over the Steelers. They're going to the playoffs as the West Division winner in the AFC. The AFC West champions once again here in 2021. They're going to try to hold on to the number 1 spot, too. But, of course, they could drop. They'll get a home wildcard game. No doubt about it. It'll be 1 to 4. But they should be 1 or 2, I would think, barring any unforeseen circumstances. But whatchamacallit, Third down here for Miami. See if they can work some clock. Got a 3rd and 2. Run the damn ball. You have a lead. Run it. Trips in a bunch, top of your screen. Tua looking to throw. Tuck it and run. Go. He will. Dives, and he'll be short. 4th and 1 of the 28, and they're going to have to punt. You can't even take a minute and a half off the clock and not get a first down. Come on now. What the hell? Just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So the Dolphins are on to punt. Watch a fake if I'm New Orleans, but why would you? You have a 14-point lead. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Miami doesn't win this game. I don't feel sorry for him. Ooh! It hit a Dolphins player on the return. They should spot, well, they'll right now spot at the 12, but they should spot it from wherever he touched that. And that's a good another 10, 15-yard difference further on downfield, 1st and 10 for the Saints. So we'll see where they start off at here. But, yeah, the AFC, it's wide open. You have one team having clinched. Everybody else is still in the running of in or out, whether they're in or out right now. NFC, there's 5 of the 7 that have clinched, but they're still division winners up for grabs. So they spotted the 29, so about a 17-yard difference from where he's first touched it to where they were going to spot it, but then that pass is caught. 2nd down and medium for the Saints. They're going to run the Wildcat. Ian Book going to come out. Alvin Kamara in at quarterback. And with under 10 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Do they snap it? They do. Kamara going to keep it for himself and run it for 2 yards. And they'll have a 3rd down and about 5 to begin the 4th and final quarter play. Miami leads it by 14, so 17-3. Dolphins on top here tonight in the next last Monday night regular season game of the year. And on this final Monday night of 2021, yeah, Jalen Waddle waddling his way to the player of the game. Not single-handedly beating the Saints. The difference right now is still turnover, pick 6 in the opening drive by the Saints. They did give up that last touchdown, though, to them, so they're still down. Just as they find some rhythm and momentum, though, it slips, and they still have nothing to show for other than 3 points that they do have, in fact, on the scoreboard, but not enough. New Orleans needs to do just a little bit more, and until they do so, they're going to be sitting down 14, 17-3 with 15 to play. So we'll see what gives in this 4th and final quarter play. I mean, like I said, Miami ends up losing this game. I don't feel sorry for them because, I mean, they really haven't done a hell of a lot either, but they, somehow done enough and put themselves in a good spot, especially on the road must-win situation to win this game. So still might come down to a few plays, but it seems to me the Dolphins are going to win this game. And, whether it's 17-3 to final score or something else, we'll see. But just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below with the thumbs up button. Share, questions, comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. As well, we're also, of course, watching WWE Monday Night Raw. The United States Championship match with Damian Priest and Dolph Ziggler are ongoing, with the main event segment to kick off here shortly, as they got about another 25 minutes or so here tonight for Raw on the USA Network, and it'll be the wedding vow renewal with The Miz and Maurice. just prior, of course, here tonight on the go home for WWE 1 on Saturday. First pay-per-view of the new year on New Year's night. Edge will interrupt, and we'll see who stands tall. I mean, it really doesn't matter anymore because they're going to do what they want anyway with who wins and who loses. But yeah, we'll see how Raw finishes out. I mean, it really hasn't been that great of a show. A lot of fillers, but they've had a lot of stacked odds against them, no doubt about it. So, I mean, they're doing what they can, but still, it's like they could still be, putting on a better show, no doubt about it. But, I mean, it is what it is, so leave it at that. But I thought the best thing that's happened so far tonight, other than a few promos by Styles and Owens, had a lot of fillers, as mentioned. Other than the two promos, and then the Hurt Business getting back together, and then what's to come with the wedding vow renewal. There's Raw in a nutshell, because everything else fucking sucked. New Orleans is going to go for it here, 4th and 1. This might be it. They don't get it. Ball game. He throws it away out of bounds. Incomplete. It hits the ref. And turnover on downs. I mean, Miami already up 14-17-3 here. They score again. This game is over. This game's over now as it is anyway. So Miami's going to win. They get to 8-7. They'll get the 7th seed in the AFC playoffs. They get Tennessee and New England, though, down the stretch. So even with the win here tonight, they still might not make it. Still a lot of football left, so we'll see what happens over the next few weeks and who's in and who's out of the playoffs come playoff time once again. But New Orleans just not a damn thing has gone their way tonight. They don't have anything to show for it. They haven't been able to move the ball hardly at all. Toss it to Waddle, and he'll waddle his way for 5. So, 2nd down and medium. But, okay. On Monday Night Football, yeah. No, Miami still hasn't done a hell of a lot, like I said, but they're somehow on top. They capitalize off turnover and drive. They've been able to drive all night against the state defense for the most part. Out of the pistol, fake the give. 2 going to step up. 2 had a pick, but New Orleans going to capitalize. That pass is caught by Gesicki, and he gets to the 15, 1st and 10. But, yeah, the Saints they have a quarterback problem. And the running game, either team really has one, but Miami's been able to run it better than the Saints have, so credit there. You got to work some clock, though, now with this lead. And 4th quarter. Saints only have one more timeout. Down 14, even with a 2-minute warning. Like I said, Miami scores here. This game's over. This game's over as it is now. But work some clock, run the damn ball. Hell, you could probably put Jacoby Brissett back in at quarterback if you want to. Keep Tua healthy, knowing him and his injuries. 1st and 10 from the 21. And that is intended for Gesicki. He wanted a flag. Not going to get it. Refs are letting him play to an extent, but they have thrown a shit ton of penalties tonight. So they go one-on-one, and yeah, that probably should have been a penalty, but at the same time, probably a good no call. The refs don't even care at this point, so let them play. 2nd down, 2nd and 10 from the 21. And then we'll get back to this playoff picture here in a second. Out of the pistol again, Tua going to hand off. And about a 5-6 yard run for Gaskin. 3rd down and medium, 3rd and 5. Now they're just chipping away at it. 4, 5, 6 yards here and there. Work the sticks. Miami here in the end, they're not going to do enough to play a full game, but when anymore do teams play full games as it is. So they're going to do enough to win, though. And that's all that matters. Slant, incomplete. 10 for Gaskin, 4th down, you kick it. Kick your field goal, go up 20-3, 12:09 to play. Yeah, right through the hands, incomplete. And Sanders back on for another field goal. This officially from 34. And the kick, with the snap and hold, all good, will also be good. 20-3, Dolphins. 12:05 to play. So we get a highlight from last week with the cutting edge after Miz TV earlier in the night. And then, of course, Miz coming out of nowhere, skull-crushing finale on Edge as Miz and Maurice are back. And now they'll renew their vows here coming up shortly. So, awesome. They'll close out Raw here tonight and on the year with a segment rather than a match. And here comes Eric Bischoff. He's back and better than ever. So you really reach for him in this situation. Maybe they'll take out the trash again. But, you know, he's one who's been on both AEW and WWE TV the past 3 years. But does he care? No. And do either of the companies care? No. It's business. So up next on Raw, The Miz and Maurice, who I met at a Texas Roadhouse. They'll renew their wedding vows at the main event of Raw tonight. So 20-3 Dolphins. 12 minutes and change to play here tonight on Monday Night Football as well. I should probably switch the TVs, to be honest with you. I won't, though, because I'll just turn the volume up on this other one, see what they actually have to say. But I know exactly what the hell's going to happen anyway, so I'm not even going to do that. Edge is going to come out, hit a few spears, and then we'll see who stands tall. And even if Edge stands tall, he's going to beat Miz on Saturday. Or they'll find a way to have that match end in a DQ somehow, I bet. So, I'll have WWE Day 1 live watch along reactions live here on YouTube Saturday night, New Year's Day. So be sure to tune back in. And then, of course, earlier in the day, the Outback Bowl with Penn State and Arkansas. College football to begin the year. But just be sure to subscribe if you've done so already. So, 20-3 Dolphins. And a return to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Here's Ian Book in a quarterback still. Yeah, they're not going to give Blake Bortles any fucking chance. They'll cut his ass. Of course, Hill and Simeon are going to be activated off the COVID list because they're going to need them. And then he'll wind up somewhere else probably. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Book looking to throw, going to step up, and he gets 2 yards on that run, but take a look at this playoff picture again here real quick. As mentioned, the Bills and the Patriots, along with the Dolphins, are still alive in the East, but Buffalo looks like they're going to win the division. And then potentially both the Pats and Dolphins as wild cards. One, if not two, we'll see. That could be a big Week 18 game because Miami's going to host New England. And that could be for one of the wild card spots, to be honest with you. In the North, I mean, everybody's still alive. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. And the tie with the Steelers, it's either going to help them or hurt them. And it's keeping them out of the playoffs right now. But even at 8-7, if that tie would be a win, they'd have the head-to-head over Baltimore. And then Miami wins tonight at 8-7. I don't know what the tiebreaker would be for that then. It'd be one of the two. I mean, Pittsburgh beat Baltimore, Miami beat Baltimore, but they haven't played, and they're not going to unless they make the playoffs, which I doubt that'll happen. So we don't know, but hypothetically, I would think it would stay as it is, but you just never know because it's not how it happened, you know. It's not how it's played out. The Titans and Colts are in the South. Both teams look like they're going to make the playoffs. And then the West, Kansas City won the division, but the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos are all still in it as well. They are. So you take a look at the conference as a whole, okay? Your 1 is Kansas City. The 2's Tennessee, followed by Cincinnati and Buffalo as your division leaders. But as mentioned, Kansas City is the only team to have clinched a playoff berth in the AFC right now. Everything else is up for grabs. And it's going to come down to tiebreakers. It's going to be a very wild, chaotic, interesting finish down the stretch into the new year. 5, 6, and 7 as your wild cards are the Colts, Patriots, and Ravens. But if Miami wins here tonight because of the head-to-head win over the Ravens on Thursday night earlier this year, they'll go to 7, and they will with the win over the Saints here because they're up 20-3 with under 10 to play. And New Orleans hasn't done a damn thing all night, so they're not coming back by any means. And then on the outside looking in, you have the Chargers and the Raiders, okay, who Pittsburgh both lost to. So that's not going to help them either. Plus they have the tie, which it's either going to help them or hurt them. And then even with the win over Baltimore, you flip-flop the Ravens and Dolphins, you still have the Browns and Broncos behind you. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to say the least. So we'll see who makes it versus who doesn't. Now to the NFC, talk about the Saints as Miz comes down to the ring, tuxedo and all, actually trips up the stairs and into the ring. They have no ropes for this wedding vow renewal with the Miz and Maurice, with Eric Bischoff going to mentor and be the man in the middle and say a few words. And until he says, does anyone object? On this day, Edge is going to come out, and so we'll see. Here comes Maurice, wedding gown and all. This is not going to go good. I can guarantee it. Not going to go good at all. Dolphins on another defensive touchdown. Wow. 26-3 with 8:14 to play. They say touchdown. Wow. Now they're starting to put it to him. It was a fumble. Was Kamara down? Yeah, he's down. He's clearly down. That's not a fumble. That's no touchdown. It'll be whatever down it was going to be after that play. Saint Ball. Yeah, he's down. There's no fumble on that. But I believe it's 4th down, if I'm mistaken, so they're going to have to punt anyway, and Miami's going to get the ball back. After review, so they're not even looking at this in full length anymore. They're being quick about it and it's not necessarily speeding up the game, but they're getting the call right off the bat rather than taking up a lot of time. So they say he was down, which he was. No fumble, no defensive touchdown by the Saints, the Dolphins against the Saints here on Monday Night Football. But the Saints, with maintaining possession, they still have 4th down here, and they're still going to have to punt. And Miami can still get to 26, 27-3 if they score, but you run the ball, run the clock out, take a knee. I mean, you want to run out the score, okay, so be it. But you're going to get to the 7th seed. And from the 30 on the return, about a 10-yard return. Be 1st and 10 from there for Miami. I'd put Jacoby Brissett in quarterback, but here comes Tua. Run the ball, run the damn ball, run the clock. Miami's going to win at 23 on Monday Night Football. Talk about this NFC playoff picture now, as we did with the AFC there just a second ago. We'll start off with each division, respectively. And 5 of the 7 teams that are in the playoff picture right now have clinched. Those are, in fact, the Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Rams, and the Cardinals. With the Packers as your number 1. Dallas is 2, Tampa's 3, and Arizona, back up a second. It has since changed. Green Bay's 1, along with after last night's win for the Cowboys, they're 2. Rams 3, Bucks 4. Rams are 3 because they have that win over the Bucks. Arizona's 5. And then 6 and 7 are right now the 49ers and Eagles. That's why the Saints need to win this to stay in it, because they're right now outside looking in. They lose, they'll fall to 7 and 8 and be with Minnesota and the Falcons. And then Washington's the only other team. So the NFC really could be decided here quick. If Washington loses again, I mean, New Orleans and Atlanta are going to take each other out. And then whoever's left standing, if either of them are, still probably won't be in anyway, and then it's the Vikings. So, I mean, your NFC's basically set. It is. I mean, your teams that are eliminated there are the Panthers, Bears, Seahawks, Giants, and Lions. But it'll be interesting. I really don't know who the best team is right now, other than, say, Green Bay and Kansas City, because they're the number 1s. Dallas is playing good, but you know how the Cowboys are. Rams are hitting their stride. A lot of teams are roller coasters still, up and down all over the place. If Cincinnati was more consistent, I'd potentially consider them. Buffalo's starting to play good football again, as is Indy. So there's a lot of good teams, and this upcoming playoff season might be one of the best ever, with as of good of football as we've seen, of course, this year. So 2 more regular season weeks. Week 16 wrapping up here tonight, 17, 18, and then the playoffs, with a few games to get flexed to a doubleheader on a Saturday, and then, of course, Sunday Night Football for game 272. Close the regular season before the playoffs then begin. But here tonight, Monday Night Football, the Dolphins are up 20-3 with 7.5 to play, and they're going to win it. They have the ball, 2nd down from the 43. But of course, as always, we'll have final stats and scores once we hear the final score here. Marie says yes, she will, to renewing her vows with Mike the Miz Mizanin, but does anybody object? We're going to have Edge come out and hit a few spears, if I'd have to guess. Hashtag WWE Raw, hashtag WWE Day 1. And here comes the rated R superstar, Adam Copeland, Edge. He's going to interrupt this wedding vow renewal.
He has done that. But I had my question for him coming out of Ohio State. Just exactly how his game will transfer at this level.
He does his entrance he's done as of late since his return. They'll give him pyro. And I'm sure he'll have a few words to say to Miz. They face off Saturday at day one. And I mean, this might be when Beth Phoenix gets involved. Edge is wearing an old school Slayer t-shirt. And Edge, as he knows a thing or two about WWE weddings, he gets on the mic and he's going to start talking. But this is going to end with a spear or two. Bischoff's trying to hold up Maurice's wedding gown. He's going to make their life a miserable hell right now. Edge saying, finally, I have a match against you. Edge actually yesterday in a steel cage faced Kevin Owens at the Garden at the WWE house show. And, odds stacked against them, doing what they can do, but still, not that good of a show here tonight. So Miz and Maurice going to start making out. Why don't you go Edge and Lita on us here tonight on Raw? And maybe we get another baby on Miz and Mrs. And Edge, as he's returned, he's put over a lot of talent. Rollins, Miz, he worked Owens last night. There's Dan Marino up in the booth. Probably enjoying this win. As the Finns are still going to be in it after tonight. And to renew Miz and Maurice's vows, Edge is signaling for somebody to come out, but he's just playing mind games. Will somebody come out? We'll see. Nobody has yet. So, about a minute or two left on Raw. We'll see how this ends. And the lights have dimmed. He's playing mind games with him. He's going to back off. They're going to get dumped on with blood. Yep, exactly. There's Black Tar for you again. The Brood. Of course, he did that against Rollins over the summer. And as both Miz and Maurice were decked in white, now they're slipping and sliding back in black. And, Miz might find a way to win Saturday, but I doubt it. Edge will win. Whether you stand tall or not, to close out to go home, it doesn't really matter anymore. They're going to have win whoever they want to have win. So, good finish, but not that good of a show. But is what it is. So that's how Raw ends. And we'll see now about SmackDown for Friday. It's not going to be live, and I don't know when the hell unless they're going to do it next, plan on taping that, because they got house shows all week, and they have, of course, next to nothing in talent right now, because they're going to try to hold off and do as little as they can until Saturday, it seems like, just to keep everybody safe so they can have the show Saturday night. So I'll have live watch along reactions on WWE 1, so be sure to tune back in. But thanks for tuning in and listening here this evening. NFL Monday Night Football, with the Dolphins about to defeat the Saints 20-3, 4:04 and counting to play. Saint ball, second down, and about 8 from the 3. But also, of course, we wrap up WWE Monday Night Raw. Be sure to tune in on Wednesday as well For AEW New Year's Smash on Friday, we'll have the college football playoff semis with Alabama and Cincinnati, and Michigan and Georgia from the Orange and Cotton Bowls. More so the Cotton and Orange Bowls, respectively, but those two games. And then on Saturday, to kick off 2022, ringing the new year with a bang, college football bowl season will continue. Be sure to check out my bowl season preview as well. The Outback Bowl, Penn State, Arkansas at noon. And then later on the night, on Saturday night. Saturday night's all right for fighting. We're going to get a little WWE Day 1 action in for the first pay-per-view of the new year with a, as of now, fatal 4-way WWE Championship match with Big E, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley, along with the Tribal Chief himself, Roman Reigns, defending his Universal Championship against the Beast, Brock Lesnar. So, got an injured Saint after a big first down conversion. They got a second down and 9 here. Got a timeout, 3:15 to go, plus 2-minute warning, needing 17 to tie it up. Not going to happen. Dolphins are going to win it. With the win, they'll get to 8-7, and they'll be the 7th seed officially right now, currently, in the AFC playoffs. But still 2 weeks to go. A lot can happen. There's still a lot of football left. So even with the win, and even with a loss, both these teams could see or still see themselves out of the playoffs. We'll see. Second down from the 40. Ian Book pass complete near side. Actually, they say incomplete, out of bounds. Could not get both feet in. Third down and 9. But we'll update some scores, or stats and scores here momentarily. First off with the Dolphins. Doesn't look like they'll get the ball back. I mean, if they do, they'll just take a knee anyway. Tua is going to finish right now, 19-26, a $198 and a touchdown. Also has an interception. But of course, New Orleans couldn't capitalize on it. He was sacked twice, whereas Ian Book has been sacked 8 times. Here tonight, they run a screen and it's incomplete. 4th down. That's just how the night's gone for them. They haven't done a damn thing at all. And just as they find some rhythm and momentum, they let it slip. And they do have a decision to make a quarterback. They got to find a good one for the future to replace Drew Brees. Because this year, just know, it's not working out. I mean, the Saints this year with their quarterback situation, very similar, I'd say, compared to the Patriots last year after losing Brady to the Bucs and then bringing in Cam Newton. And now you got Mac Jones and you're in the playoff picture again. So, and Taysom Hill is not a quarterback, and neither is who they have with Jameis Winston, who did have him in a good spot, but then he goes down with an injury and there's nothing you can do about it. The Saints are better when Taysom Hill is, the Swiss Army knife that he is, and the defense doesn't know what the hell he's going to do. But when he's playing quarterback, they stop. And then Trevor Siemian and Ian Book aren't the answer either. Yes, they got a quarterback issue. I think we can all agree on that. We had 8 sacks with this Dolphin defense. A lot of penalties. The officials are the officials. I'll leave it at that. But, Dolphin defense not necessarily won them this game. But the Saints really haven't been able to drive all night on offense. They haven't. They've been in Dolphin territory only a few times and only have 3 points to show for it. So, Book gonna roll out, go for it on 4th down here. And make sure you don't step out of bounds there, dude. And he throws an interception, it's picked off at the 25-yard line. Dolphins on the return, and with 2:50 to play, New Orleans can only stop the clock once with 2-minute warning. So, if Miami gets a first down, this game's over. Take a few kneel downs, and the Dolphins will win it 20-3. So Ian Book's going to finish 12 of 19, 135 yards passing, and an interception. At point in time, that was in fact the difference. Okay, because we could have been tied up at a few different potential scores if they don't throw that pick. but Miami was able to settle for 3 thirds on their special teams when they needed to. They didn't do a hell of a lot, but in the end, wins a win. That's all that matters. They did more than New Orleans did, and deserving to win, no doubt about it, because the Saints just didn't do jack shit tonight. Just absolutely pathetic. Whether that's a first, second, third, fourth fucking string quarterback, just no. And we've talked about that. So 8 sacks for this Dolphin defense. They were able to capitalize off of a turnover with a pick 6 to start the game off, and really they haven't looked back since. But if they don't have that, and then the rest of the first half goes the way it did, we're tied at 3 at halftime rather than 10-3. Miami with the interception. I mean, Tua didn't play bad, but he could play 10 times better. We hit the 2-minute warning, 3rd down for Miami. Get first down, this game's over. 20-3, taking no down. But because he threw the pick, but they couldn't capitalize, and then after that, it all flipped. And Miami has since controlled the game, and with some rhythm and momentum, the Saints, they just let it slip just as fast as they'd get it, and just they gotta, because they're still going to be in it, but they're going to need a lot of help on top of it. So Miami with the win, still 2 minutes to play here. They're going to win 23. They're going to be the 7th seed officially right now, currently, with 2 weeks to go in the AFC playoffs. They'd be looking at a rematch with who they play at next week. At Tennessee, they'd have to go to Tennessee 2 weeks from Sunday as well in the wild card round of the playoffs, if that stands. If that comes fruition, and that's the official matchup for the 2-7, that's what it would be. But very disappointing game for the Saints. But for Miami, they didn't do a lot, but they did enough. So that's all that matters. A win's a win. And like I said, Monday Night Raw was not good of a show. Had a few high points, but nothing special. Odds stacked against them, yes, no doubt about it, but still could have been better than what it was. But it was also a go-home, so how go-homes are anymore, too. So it is what it is. So hopefully the pay-per-view on Saturday is good. You're going to do so much. You got to do sometimes. It is what it is with what's going on right now. But hopefully everyone's doing well and staying safe. But yeah, this Monday night matchup. Dolphins need first down here to steal it, to officially win. But they're going to win anyway, whether they get first down or not. So, it'll be interesting for Miami if they can somehow beat Tennessee and New England, or just split. They'll definitely be in, I would think. They win out. Split might need help from a team or two to potentially still get in, but we'll see what happens. 3rd down and 6. Jacoby Brissett's in at quarterback. Just hand off, run 31, run Philip Lindsay. And they'll toss it to him, so they will. And just get a first down. They don't, so 4th down. They can work this clock to about 1:15 before they have to call timeout. And then punt it. So the Saints will get the ball back. But Ian Book just, once again, he's not even ready to go. He doesn't have his helmet on. He was fumbling his mouthpiece a few times earlier. He's a rookie fucking quarterback. No shit. So what do you expect? But still, come on now. Come on, dude. Come on, man. So Miami's going to punt. They can't even work the clock. They can't even get a first down. So that's how their night's gone, but they do have a 17-point lead, and they're going to win. But down the line, they're going to have to play better if they're going to win in the playoffs, which they probably won't anyway, if they even make it. Because even with the win tonight, they still might not get in. Because they have a tough schedule. At Tennessee, before they host New England, on Sunday, Week 18, January the 9th. That could get flexed to that Saturday, potentially. Upcoming games Sunday at 1. We've already previewed these earlier. I want you to talk about the 4 o'clock and the Sunday night, next Monday night too, while you're at it. I mean, there's a good handful of good games next week. Probably about 4 or 5. There is. So Miami is going to, after a 1-7 start, they've won 6, make it 7 in a row, and they'll still have the second longest winning streak behind the Chiefs right now in the NFL. And with the win, they'll be, as the Chiefs are the 1 seed, Miami's going to be in the last spot, the 7 seed in the AFC playoffs. So New Orleans is going to have a few plays here. Dolphins are going to win it, though, 20-3 over the Saints. Tua's going to finish 19-26, 198 yards passing, a touchdown interception. Philip Lindsay, along with Duke Johnson, 13 carries apiece. That's balance. 36 and 39 yards rushing officially. And as a team, they were 30 of 86 because Myles Gaskin also had 3 carries, 10 yards, and Tua 1 for 1. Jalen Waddle, 10 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Mac Hollins, 1 for 40. Durham Smythe, 3 31. Mike Gesicki, 3 catches, 32 yards. They didn't go to the tight ends enough. Even with the win, they need to get back to the basics there and continue to run the football. That'll do it. That's your final play of the game. The Miami Dolphins are the first team with a 7-game losing streak and a 7-game winning streak in the same season in NFL history. So that's pretty impressive. They're 8-7. They're 1 game above 500. They're now the 7 seed in the AFC playoffs. So officially now, as the final seconds tick off, 20-3 win on the road on Monday Night Football against the New Orleans Saints. So Ian Book, as he was sacked 8 times, threw a pick 6, finished 12 of 20, 135 yards passing. Alvin Kamara, 13 of 52 rushing, quiet night for him. They didn't run the ball enough. He had 2 catches, 7 yards on the backfield as well. Mark Ingram, 4 of 17 rushing. Hell, I think that was at halftime is what he had there too, so they didn't run it all in the second half. Callaway, 4 of 46. But other than that, everybody else had less than 10 yards receiving, but Lil Jordan Humphrey did have 3 catches, 70 yards receiving. But still, like I said, just as Miami didn't do a lot, they did enough to win the game because New Orleans didn't do a hell of a lot to begin with. Just as they'd find some rhythm and momentum, they'd let it slip a few times in this game in which, we could have been tied up. No pick 6 were tied at 3 at halftime. The Saints capitalized off the Dolphin turnover, were tied at 10 if they score a touchdown. But after that, it went downhill for the Saints. And they settled for 3 a few times. Miami's got to do more, no doubt about it, because they do a lot, but they did enough to win. So a win's a win, and they're now the 7th seed. So the Saints, they got a lot of issues. We'll see they do these final 2 games and then in the next year too. But like I said, I feel safe to say, with what New Orleans is going through right now, it's sort of what New England went through last year. So New York Jets, New York Giants, potentially in the same boat. I think that's it for those 4 teams that have New in their name. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. And now, after a year, New England's back. So maybe next year New Orleans will be back. But it's just that year in between that until you find something again compared to what you had. This is how it's going to be. Because you went from Brady to Cam Newton last year. Of course, it makes playoffs. New England's in the hunt with Mac Jones, but they still might miss out if they don't get in, of course. But right now, the AFC East has 3 teams in the playoffs. The South has 2, whereas the North has 1, as does the West. But in those divisions, all 4 potentially, let alone 3, could make it. So it's going to be very interesting down the stretch. And the same goes for the NFC for the most part. I mean, as mentioned earlier, the playoff situation, the Chiefs are right now the only AFC team to have clinched playoff berth. everybody who hasn't been eliminated yet, everything else is still for grabs. With seeding, who's going to win the division, who's home playoff game, the wild card round, who's going on the road, etc. NFC-wise, 5 of the 7 have clinched, but it's who's going to win the division, who's going to get a home playoff game as well, and who's going to be a wild card going on the road. So, it's, like I said earlier, and I said past month or so now, very wild, chaotic, interesting finish before the playoffs do, in fact, begin. But tonight, on the final Monday of 2021, on Monday Night Football, Miami Dolphins defeat the New Orleans Saints by a final score of 20-3. So, once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Hopefully, we'll be along for the ride down the stretch. Just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as always on social media. And once again, thank you for tuning in and listening live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. So that'll do it for myself here tonight. And just as always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. And hope everybody on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, along with Sunday, Monday, next weekend as well, for more live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube, whether it be college football, the NFL, or professional wrestling. We'll have live watch-along reactions live right here on the YouTube channel into the new year. So hopefully everyone had a Merry Christmas, and we'll also have a Happy New Year as well. But tonight on Monday Night Football, once again, the Miami Dolphins defeat the New Orleans Saints. Your final score is Tua Tagovailoa gets interviewed. The Dolphins win it by 17 in the battle of 2 7-7 teams. Miami's now 8-7, of course, with the win. New Orleans drops to 7-8. 20-3, your final score. Dolphins are now your 7th seed in the AFC playoffs as well. So, college football bowl season will continue as well. Be sure to go check out my bowl game bowl season preview. But once more, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share. And hope to see everybody now on Wednesday and into next weekend and into next year as well for more live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. The Dolphins win on Monday Night Football against the Saints 20